Searching begins, find yourself within. Take up your blade, let the fears within fade. Stories are told as the die roll. Don't be afraid, make your destiny will find you in me. Friends at your side, may the group with pride. Try as you might, you now live to fight. Monster nor foe can fill you with woe. Enemies in sight, it's time to roll dice. Roll for initiative. Check, please.
Hello, checkers and pleasers. Oops, wrong one. I'm not used to a new format. I'm sorry. There we go. Hello, checkers and pleasers. What's up?
Here we are.
Hello. Hey everybody. How we doing? Welcome to Check Please, the D&D live show. A game of diplomacy and deception for my players. I'm your DM, Beardy, and down here are my lovely players.
Hello, my name is Keni. I play Risen, the Fateweaver.
Hello, my name is Foaly. I play Kurla, the Half-Orc Life Oracle.
And I am Xeno. I play Vera, the Swarmonger.
And I'm Grem. I play Lovette, the Gnomish Sommoner.
And with that, let's roll. So last time, the party managed to deal with a cave full of cursed items and get a caravan the rest of the way through Golgothia, finally arriving in Oxidor, the western continent, and to the border of the Empire. Due to the curses Petravian suffered from the items found in that cave, he was currently in the form of Lovette and was arrested for lying to the border agents of the Empire.
Oh, I wasn't clear on that. I thought he got arrested for looking like Lovette. I mean, he acted so angrily towards that I assumed that was like a capital offense in this part
Rip
of the world.
Grem.
I'm starting to wonder, to be honest. It would explain a lot.
Yeah.
If it was illegal to be Lovette.
I would like to add that we survived the encounter with the cursed items by offloading them all onto our paladin.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, the paladin just nommed all those curses down for the rest of the party.
I mean, there was definitely a satisfaction when, like, he got all of the magic items, and it was like, wow, I guess that's best for them all to go to him. And then it's like, oh, they're all cursed, yeah.
So technically, all the good ones went to Kurla, and all the bad ones went to Petravian, and I guess one to me, but I didn't end up using it.
Yeah, so you
I'm
ended up
kind
okay.
of amazed at how that worked out, actually. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of glad that I dodged a bullet there.
Not only that, but I made off with Petravian's belt, so...
Yeah, you ended up with that plus
doing
belt. Yeah, the
That's
belt of
usually
protection.
Hummel's job.
Ooh.
So, the rest of the party awaits nearby, unaware of his arrest, and we open in the shadow of the 12th Legion's fortress on July 17th, 768. So, a moment later, the guard returns to the room and points at, I believe it's Kurla as the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was it Lovette or Kurla? I can't
Kurla.
remember. It was Kurla.
Kurla hadn't gone
Yeah,
in
I
yet.
went in.
Okay.
Kurla will stand.
Alrighty. So, you are ushered into a room. There you see a wide table, 2 guards flanking on either side of it, and a person sitting in a chair on the other side. Behind that person is a standard, a legionary standard, similar to the one that you saw before, the 13th Legion standard. This one, however, is like a cerulean blue with a stone fortress gatehouse motif on it. And this person is going to look at you and ask you who you are.
Who are you?
The name is Kurla. I'm just Kurla. It's a mononym.
Mm-hmm. What is your business in the Empire?
Well, I'm traveling with this trading company, and I'm planning on employing my trade. I'm a healer. That's basically it.
Sign this. He gestures to a very large vellum scroll that is stretched across the entire table.
Kurla will scribble out their name.
All right, as you do, the ink appears on the vellum and then vanishes from your sight, and you feel a strange force wash over you.
Now
They nod, and they'll basically point to the exit. You may pass.
Do you mind if I just ask you a couple of questions, just to make sure I don't get on the wrong side of y'all while I'm here?
The person sitting in the chair looks at one of the guards and then looks back at you. Go ahead.
Well, I haven't travelled in this part of the world before, and I want to make sure I'm respectful of your laws. I mentioned I was a healer. Am I likely to get in any sort of trouble if I apply that particular trade? Do you have any objections to magic users using their different spells? Is there anything that I shouldn't be doing?
And you'll simply be healing people.
Well, that's the plan, yes.
Will you be charging a reasonable rate for your services?
I rarely charge as it is, but yes. Reasonable, I think.
Then why would we have an issue with it?
You know, some communities, they like only their registered people or religious followers to do certain things and get a little bit touchy if others try it out.
Would you require people taking your services to swear fealty to any specific god or figure other than the Emperor?
Absolutely not.
Then we have no issue with you.
Excellent. And just the other question. Sometimes, you know, when I'm healing folks up, it's because they've been in little scrapes here and there, and they might have gotten the wrong side of people. And I don't ask those questions, but sometimes, once or twice in the past, the folks who've made those people need healing, if you know what I mean. They've given them a little bit of a pounding. They've come after me, and I've had to defend myself. So, do you have, you know, sort of laws about how far one can go in defending oneself if one gets into a tussle? I'm not planning on it, but just in case, you know.
You are only afforded certain rights. You are not a citizen of the Empire. You are here as a guest. You can defend yourself in some situations, but it depends on, I suppose, who is on the other end of that sword.
Right. Well, we'll be watching our step. I just wanted to make sure that I understand the lay of the land there. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
If you cause no trouble, then no trouble will come to you.
That's
we are
the
open with trade to foreigners.
Very words I live by. No trouble here. Thanks very much. Kurla will go as they're ushered out.
We'll usher you to the door. So the lot of you are escorted off premises, and you realize that Petravian is not with you.
I'll gotta give props to Kurla for counter-interrogating the customs officer. Like, that was I was honestly quite impressed by the end of that. I was like, man, I can't believe he's answering all this.
Well,
you really got away with it.
I was getting nervous because I was like, I would never ask anything from them.
Oh yeah, at first I was like, this is too much, and I was like, well, he's playing along. You got him.
I mean, they were fair questions, and
oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
They're
it's
not
a great
here
thing.
to just break people's faces.
Kurla's got a charisma of 20. It's got to go somewhere.
Exactly.
I fear the man, so that comes into my gaming a little bit.
But now we know that we are guests, so if we get a beating, we best enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those criteria are pretty standard. I assume they mean officers of the law and government officials.
Beat our guests.
Typically.
Beat our guests.
But like, if you guys say draw the blood of a citizen, that might be a problem.
Yeah.
I imagine, but I imagine if a group of natural-born protean thugs attack us, we probably won't be harassed for defending ourselves.
You can find
Depends
out.
how well connected they
I'd
are.
rather
I
not
don't
find
intend it.
out.
That's
It's up to
kind
the
of
thugs, all right?
That's kind of what Kurla was driving at. That's kind of the information I wanted to get. So
Yeah.
I'll rejoin the rest of the group.
Sure. So
And-
you make your way out of the room and you rejoin the rest of the group, which is now outside of that area, and you find yourselves in this sort of connecting point between the guardhouse or the checkpoint on the road and the caravan itself.
I'm doing a head count here, and my maths has never been great, but I think we're down one. Where's the big guy?
Yeah.
Oh, where is
you take me
Archibald?
to
The slightly smaller big guy.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that shit right now, okay? We got to keep him on the down.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Yes,
My
okay.
bad.
It's okay. But the other big guy is not so big today, I think. But I am me.
Congratulations!
Which means we are missing the other me.
Right. Oh god, did he say something stupid in there?
Oh, most certainly.
Wonderful. Okay, you were talking him through this. What did you tell him?
Well, I mean, I didn't think that he were going to believe he was who he was, so I figured looking like me, I talked to him about my family and tried to get this story going.
Was it a good story?
Yeah, I didn't know about the device in there until afterwards. I'm curious about that.
Not to, like, poo-poo your idea or anything, but, wasn't that room specifically, like, we were told, like, what's it? They know when someone's lying?
I mean, we were talking about this before that happened.
Right. So he might have been taken off for having fibbed because you told him to fib? I'm not clear on that.
Frankly, I think if he told them his actual name, he might have been taken away.
That's a fair point. I'm not blaming you, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. I got the sense from asking them a little bit more detailed questions. We really don't want to mess with them.
I'll go back inside and ask.
So
What
we
it
just
is.
we just have to
I
wait
wouldn't
until
be
they
that
vet him,
way,
right?
would you?
Until they're done questioning him.
I mean, we can't, like, just wait forever.
How long's it
No.
been?
How long has it been?
It's not been terribly long.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes or so.
Alright.
Kurla will look around for a guard to hail.
All right, Kurla, you look around and you find a guard that is nearby, or one of the people at the checkpoint.
Kurla will walk over and politely introduce themselves. Now they haven't taken the honey, so they're speaking in Protean, and it doesn't sound like natural born Protean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to sound really quite like bookish with their Protean, like really deeply formal. But I think in this situation it kind of helps that they're doing that it is coming off maybe as more respectful than, or maybe they just sound pretentious.
Greetings,
know.
sir.
But yeah, exactly.
Hello.
But
Hail
My
to thee.
name is
Hello.
Kurla.
pardon me, good sir. We seem to have lost a member of our party. He might have been detained. I'm wondering how we might go about finding out what he's done. He sometimes gets into a little bit of trouble, and we'd like to clear that up if he's done something wrong.
Make a diplomacy check, please.
Certainly. I was about to say different show, but
He
then I
said
realized
the
no, that is the name of the show. That's not the dish.
He said checkpoint earlier, too.
Oh, I missed that. Darn it.
I think I've said checkpoint twice.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the third
I
time there.
I didn't want to, like, geek out on, like, all of them if no one else was noticing. Like, it just makes me sound like a loser.
Oh, nice.
You can't
Snake
expect
eyes.
me to notice things.
Well, that is a 27 on diplomacy.
Well, all right. So you say that to the guard, and the guard is going to look at you and say, "Listen, if your friend is still in the building, then it means that they're interested in continuing talking to him. Perhaps he had something important to say."
That would be very surprising with this particular friend. And Kurla will sort of just like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, trying to get on the guard's good side. So is there someone we might want to talk to clarify anything? They might want to talk to us as his companions just to help clear up anything. Is that?
And what was your friend's name?
You know, I'm having a it's on the tip of my tongue. You ever have one of those moments when you just
I can go check on your friend, but you're going to need to tell me the name for me to check on this person.
You know, this is very embarrassing. This is not my native tongue, so sometimes I have a little bit. Give me one moment, and Kurla will just like politely walk themselves back to the group.
The guard is going to find that extremely suspicious.
Hello,
Yes.
Kurla.
Hello, I
What
might
did
have
you
just
find
completed-
out?
Lousy.
Well, nothing. He's probably been detained, and they need to know his name if we want to find out what's happening to
Fiona
him.
was
And
the
I
name
don't
he
have a
gave him.
fucking clue what name he gave, do I?
Lovette
That's
just
the
said
name I
that.
gave. Yes, it's Fiona. Fiona McKinney Bodwin.
Fiona McKinney Bodwin.
I don't think he remembers the whole thing though. He's probably just going by Fiona.
I'm dying over here, so Riz, if you want to put on the charm in a minute, I wouldn't put it down. I'll walk back to the guard.
Well, I think you're more charming than me, but you...
Excuse me, sorry about that. It's the thing is, you know, he's half gnome. He's got one of those really weird last names that I can't even. It's Fiona McKinney Bodwin. You know, McKinney Bodwin, one of the hyphenate names. They're really fucking difficult to remember sometimes.
The guard kind of shakes his head a little bit at just the absurdity of this name.
I just call him Fee, you know. Try to remember it in the whole bloody thing. It's not a good proper name like the Protean names. I like them.
All right.
They're easy to remember.
Wait here. I'll go check. The guard
Much
turns
obliged.
and goes over into the area.
We're all going
Sweat.
to get arrested.
Sweat starts pouring off of guys.
So the rest of you are waiting there at the roadside.
Vera.
The rest of the merchant caravan is already passed through the checkpoint, and they're kind of waiting for you guys.
Is this your card?
I look at the card. If I say yes, will you stop?
No.
Then no, it's not.
Shit.
So they're checking to see what's going on. I might have managed to play that one off. I don't actually know. If I've raised suspicions, then I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Like, so, should I talk to Blaxia, see if do we need them? Probably don't need to keep traveling with them now that we're here in Prota, so I do prefer it.
I mean, they did say they were going in a different direction than just Prota.
Oh, that's right.
So at some point we are going to have to like part ways, you know.
So when was that? Where was that they were diverting?
Their plan is they're going to the trade city of Durgost.
Durgost.
Yeah.
It was on the map.
It's on the map. Yeah.
Am I blind?
Yes.
I mean, probably.
It's between Raven's Nook and Augusti.
Have they got
South
of
south of Stellodium?
Has the trading company got like perishable goods?
Not really, no. I mean,
Okay.
yes, there are perishable goods, but nothing that's like gonna go bad anytime soon.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter if we hold them up too much.
Like perishable goods being like spices. That's
Right.
about the most perishable things they have, really.
I hope they get some premium on the way back. Wrong season.
Yeah, very well might.
Yeah.
Well, I guess all we can do is wait until the guard comes back out to get your answer, Kurla.
I mean, we could ask Ambaxius if this has sort of happened before with any of the trips he's taken. Maybe he knows how to cut through the bureaucracy, you know.
Yeah, this does seem like a bit of a predicament. So, let's say hypothetically, purely hypothetically, things went south. Petra said something that was not the correct thing to say, and they have a problem with that, and have taken him somewhere for it.
So you said that the Petravian probably used the name Fiona
At least that's what I told him to do.
in a room where
I
they
mean,
probably can.
well, again, we talked about the cover identity before we knew about the device.
Before,
That was
okay.
after. Yes. So,
I thought we were told that before we even got here, that they just kind of know the truth somehow, though.
I mean, that being the case, they might have
Yes.
even been able to just see through the subterfuge of that curse and, you know, seen him as not being what he was looking like anyway. I mean, we don't quite know what they could detect.
Subterfuge
Right.
is a great word.
So,
Thanks very much.
I mean, there are silly levels of this, right? Was the fact that he looks like me, the fact that he is him, and his name is probably bad one to be throwing around, and well, it's mostly those two. Yeah, right. So I had to juggle those. I know. It was a judgment call.
Well, we can get to assigning guilt later. It's not important. We just have to figure out how to deal with this now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you
at
did
this
what you thought
point-
was right at the time.
About at this point, a troop of soldiers is going to come out of the fort and make their way
Oh,
down
that's small. That's
toward you
nice.
guys. It's about 12 of them.
Okay.
Oh, I thought there was going to be like 2. Okay, cool.
Right, this does not.
This will be fine. We are fine.
Yep.
As long
Yeah.
as we just
Absolutely.
listen to them, everything will be fine.
Let's just keep our hands away from our, weapons or anything like that.
Well, mine's secretly in my cloak at all times, so.
So,
Kurla will
this,
sort of raise
is
a
there
hail.
anything you guys want to do before they arrive?
No.
No? No?
That comes to mind.
All right. Well,
I
in that
mean-
case, oh, go ahead.
I do have one thing that comes to mind. I've been holding off on doing it because, from a meta standpoint, it kind of like I don't want to be a problem, but I feel like I should cast sending to Petra.
Mhm.
Basically, just
Where are you? Is everything okay?
And I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry for giving you a bad name if I was the reason for this.
Okay. As soon as you finish your message, your 25 words or less, as soon as you send that, you get the response back immediately, and it sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Make a will save.
okay.
So, like, I'm guessing Lovette's gauntlet just makes the weirdest fucking noise possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. It's a good will
27?
save. Yeah. So you're just annoyed by it, but it doesn't
Yeah.
actually harm you in any way.
Okay. That's
But yeah,
not good.
something definitely went wrong with the spell.
That's not good. I didn't get an answer to that.
Try harder?
Not just yet.
All right. So
Hello,
the
gentlemen.
soldiers get here. Basically, like I said, it's a troop of 12 soldiers marching down from the fort, and they walk right up to you guys and then right past you guys, and they head
Okay.
over to the merchant's caravan. You see them talking to
That's-
Ambaxius for a moment.
I'm back to his shit. Okay, well that's not necessarily good then.
We might want to go and find out what that's about when they're done, unless they start roughing him up or something, in which case we might want to intervene. But for now, we might. I don't know. Should we keep our distance? Should we go over now while they're talking? What do you think?
I mean,
Ambaxius is talking to them, gesturing at one of the wagons, talking to them to them again, gestures at the same wagon.
Is it
Three
our
of the
wagon?
soldiers, no, not your wagon.
Okay.
3 of the soldiers go over to that wagon and open the door to it and go inside.
Was it Naomi's
No.
wagon? Okay.
Then we don't care.
Basically,
we're just watching.
Nobody,
we're just
nobody
watching.
matters.
A moment later, they are hauling out this thing wrapped up in like white blankets. It's about the size of a body.
Did we
Haul
bring
it
any
out.
bodies back that we didn't revive?
No.
Okay, cool.
Do we
Size
know
and
if-
shape?
What?
Size and shape?
Size
I mean,
and
it
shape
could be
of
a
a body.
rug.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, size and shape of a body wrapped in like white blanket.
Do we know that the military officer governor person that we kind of gassed was sent on ahead of us and wasn't
Yeah, he was
actually
sent
part
ahead
of
of us. as far as
definitely
I know.
wasn't part of our caravan. Do we know that for certain?
No.
I thought we were told that.
They might have told you that, yeah.
I don't think they mentioned it. So
I mean, we
Yeah, I
would
don't
have
know if anybody
seen
mentioned it.
him.
Who was sent out ahead of us?
The guy
No
that
one.
I gassed.
Oh,
I thought he was sent ahead of us, but maybe.
Does that look like a body to you? We might want to.
Nope.
So the soldiers take it, and the 12 of them march right back up into the fort and disappear with
Well,
it.
I don't think he was sent with us. We're a merchant caravan. That had nothing to do with us.
yeah. I
Carla's
don't-
going to walk over to Ambaxius.
I want to walk over, but like just eavesdropping distance. I don't want to like crowd him.
I mean, the other 12 of the soldiers have gone, right? So it's just Ambaxius,
Well, yeah, once
like
they
the
leave.
caravan
Yeah.
people.
Just the caravan people.
I guess as a group we'll go unless Vera's chill with being alone.
So sorry, are you? This is like the first time any of you have been like questioned or anything? Like, why are y'all sweating so much?
I just want Petrivian to be alright, and that also looked like a body, so I'm a little bit concerned
It's
now about
been
what
like
Ambaxius
10
has got
minutes.
himself into.
I don't think I'm sweating.
So that's few questions that I remember. Soul talked us out of it, so that's kind of part of it for me.
Also, I've heard bad things about the, ancestors. Apparently, orcs and Proteans didn't get along, but I actually have no idea if any of that was true now, because my teachers in the village told a lot of shite. But anyway, Ambaxius.
Ambaxius will look up Oh, yes, Kurla.
Right. Couple of things. One, have you ever had trouble with people getting detained by the border troops here? And B, was that a body they were
Yeah,
taking
what's
out?
up with the fucking body?
Maybe actually reverse the importance of those two. So start with the body and then go back to whether or not you've had trouble with the border folks.
Yes, and then if we're reversing it, yes, and then no.
Right. Whose fucking body was that?
Galerius Canius Petronax, I believe was his name.
Are you sorry? Could you run that one by me one more time?
Oh.
You said Galerius Canius
Crazy.
Petronax.
Oh my god.
And was he alive when we left?
No.
Didn't he used to like work in Kurla or something?
Wait,
Mhm.
he
He
wasn't
was-
alive when we left?
No. We were actually paid a few coins to do something for the garrison. Sextus slipped us some gold to take care of something for him.
To take. I think at this point in our relationship, you know, given the fact that we saved your asses and so
Sure.
forth, you owe us kind of the full answer there. What the fuck is going
Well,
on here?
So
What'd you do?
Protean politics can get a little messy. So Sextus thought that it would be best if Galerius never made it back to Prota alive. So he made it very clear that he wanted the body delivered here to the Legion Fort. So we took him along with us, and after the first night, we got him drunk and stabbed him in the side.
I thought you were a bloody traitor. I didn't realize you did a sideline in
They're
political
not from
assassination.
Prota. Why would they be a
I know.
traitor?
I wouldn't go your traitor. We might have actually had that cabal for you, but I appreciate being redundant, actually. It's good to throw this over us. But
Bloody hell.
we might have actually been dead anyway.
Setting that aside for a moment, have you had trouble with the border forces, or do you usually kill someone en route to get, you know, a little bit of a payoff and make sure everything's all right?
I mean, it did make up for the losses we would have suffered along the way from personnel losses from all the attacks across the isthmus. So I don't really regret the deal we made. And besides, it'll, you know, it's always good to have someone in power owe you a favor.
Oh,
I
please
mean-
don't let this bite me in the ass.
That's pretty fucking mercenary, but alright.
It sounds like your ass just got saved. Like,
I don't know, cause like
all of the.
I don't
now
know if
there's, like,
anyone had any paperwork that said I put a Gios on him though.
maybe, but
Yeah.
But like, he has a fucking stab wound in him now.
Mhm.
Like, that's
Yeah.
clearly what killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if he did actually die from the Gios, which it doesn't sound like happened, but
Okay.
if that, like, they just happened to stab him while the Gios was already getting him, it would still look like they did it.
Okay,
Is
okay.
there any way that they're gonna, you know, now that they've got the body, you're sure they're not gonna trace this back to you somehow?
Oh no, they are the ones that asked me to do this.
I mean,
See,
it's
a
all
lot
up
of these-
to the Proteans, really.
A lot of these people find it distasteful to shed bloods of their countrymen, so things of that nature.
Alright, so just setting this aside, because we're going to have to circle back to this a little bit later, I think, but for now, Lovette's sibling or cousin or whatever
Cousin.
the fuck they said.
I don't
Cousin,
have any
that's the one,
siblings.
right. Might have gotten themselves a little bit taken away. Is there something that, you know, you can shed some light on that? Have you run into that before? People having problems with their paperwork at the border?
Is he dead already?
Is he
Not
dead already?
really.
Test, like,
Do you know anyone at the fort that we could maybe talk to grease the wheels and get things moving a bit more smoothly?
I can tell you that the application of coin in the right hand is enough to make all the difference when diplomacy.
well, shit,
fails
I've got
otherwise.
coin.
And in the wrong hand, we end up losing the hand or worse?
Well, it depends on if you find someone who happens to have a strong moral compass, and being bribed is a crime, so sometimes if you try to bribe the wrong person, then you can find yourself in even worse trouble.
Right.
So try to get a read on the person first, and then grease their hand if you find that to be helpful.
I
you don't
feel
happen
like
to know anyone.
greasy hands would be very annoying.
They are not picky on who mints the coin.
Gold is gold,
I just
and all
okay.
spins here.
Ah,
That's
yes.
true.
All right. Well, I mean, Vera's right. It has only been a few minutes, so we might be jumping the gun a little bit, or jumping the what the fuck is it
What
called?
the fuck is a
Jump-
gun?
We might be jumping the knife a little bit, but you'd
It's a
know all about
crossbow?
jumping and knives, and
Yeah, jumping the bolt, maybe?
that's the
Mhm.
one, right?
Hmm.
I can't believe you got him drunk and stabbed him. Did you stab him in the back or in
Who
the
fucking
front?
cares? He was an
Hey.
asshole.
I know he was an asshole, but he deserved a little bit better than that.
No,
he was
he
gonna get a
didn't.
fair trial, wasn't he?
Nah.
No, I don't. I did some reading before we left after that whole thing, because I was like, alright, 2 times this gear spell has come up. I need to know what it does. And I think he was dead already.
Don't say
All
that.
right, it's-
I didn't do it.
Anyway,
Vera, you mentioned, that you were used to this sort of interrogation type, bureaucratic nightmare. What do you think? How should we play this one?
Well, we should find out if something's wrong first.
I mean, he's been taken away, so that implies that something's wrong.
Well, do
We
we
know that he
actually know
lied.
that he's been fully taken
He's
away?
probably still just in the building. They're just talking to him.
I mean,
Probably
taken
because
away
he
somewhere
looks
in
like
the building.
Lovette.
That's not a crime, as far as I
Yeah.
know. It might be. We have to check that.
what is that supposed to mean?
Lovette got out fine, so it can't be a crime about, like, race,
Oh.
you know?
They
Alright,
just
okay.
got finished interviewing you, and then they brought in a second Lovette. You think they'll find that suspicious or anything?
Twins exist, Vera. We've literally
That's
met
true.
twins in that, like, really nice, warm place. I can't remember its name, though. It was like Green
Yes.
Forest or some shit. It was just, like, really
The
blatantly
Emerald
named.
Forest?
That one.
Yes.
Who with the what?
Well, they are less identical than Petra and I are right now.
Well, twins still exist. Like, you can't ignore that that's a fact of life.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he just fucked up talking to them. That happens a lot too.
He does do that.
Yeah.
So what? We just wait for him to reappear, or?
Well, we wait for the guards to tell us what is going on, yes?
Well, I tried to send him a message to see if he was okay, and I got back pain, so I think that that's not a good sign. It's
Are
not
you
a good
sure it's
start.
not like your little armlet thing, like, malfunctioning?
It's been working fine for more than 5 years. It's been I don't have malfunctions. What are you talking about?
Got it.
Like, do you have warranty on that, or?
There's no need
battery
for
on it.
warranty.
Never ask Lovette about the armlet. Got it.
Well, I don't. Maybe let's just wait and see. Maybe he'll come out.
Yeah.
You're
so,
right. You're right. I'm just a little bit nervous about the whole thing, but he's probably fine. You're right. We'll just wait and see. You're right.
That soldier comes back out, walks down, making his way down toward your group.
Hail and well met.
Yes, hail and all that. I inquired as to your friend, Fiona. Turns out, your friend's been taken in for questioning.
Oh, taken in
How
where?
long is that gonna take?
He shrugs. Well, questioning
You
isn't
know what?
here. I mean, they never really come back.
Oh, that's not ominous or anything. Do you happen to know where that this questioning might be happening?
Of course.
Could you
Where
tell
would that be?
us?
Would you mind telling us?
Yes, we need to know it's far away.
Yeah, we-
So
We want
are
to.
you saying we've been traveling with a criminal? Terrible.
For
I
shame.
mean, if justice is going to be done to this person who's been lying to us, I for one would very much like to see it taking place and know where
I
that's
want
going
to
to
make
take
sure
place.
they're far away from here and us, so we don't have to worry about it. But yeah.
Oh, no, I want to
we're
watch it,
avoiding
so
or
that's-
going to / going to.
Well,
You
I
want
want
to
to know
watch
where
us?
Guard
What
just,
the
like-
fuck?
The
You
guard
can
just,
go
like,
to that.
sighs and shakes their head. Well, if you want to see the punishment, you'll have to hurry. Your friend was taken off to Arcanii headquarters.
And whereabouts is that? And what is that? We're not from around here. Do forgive
Oh,
us, please. We are
Sorry,
dumb
that's in the
foreigners.
Eternal City.
The Eternal City.
Oh wow, it's all the way up there.
The Eternal
How
City.
how long does it take for them to get there?
They probably teleported.
For them, immediately.
Oh,
And what is the punishment for whatever it is that this person, this wicked, vile, terrible, evil person, has done?
Well,
Is it half?
first I'm sure they'll find out what they're guilty of, and then they'll punish them accordingly.
Oh, if it's
Is it
just
like a fine, like a sliding slap on the wrist?
yeah.
Depends on what they've done.
I mean, okay. Yeah,
mean-
that makes sense. Yeah, you've been perfectly reasonable, and that's all that makes sense. We're not trying to bother you.
Well, yeah, we do appreciate all of this insight. It does mean a lot to us. Thank you for that.
But
So
it's
the Eternal
about,
City, you said?
It's about 22 days along the road from here.
We are somewhat new to the area. Is there any laws against teleportation around the country from non-natives?
Oh, well, that's strictly controlled.
It is. Okay. Yeah, this is why we're asking these questions. You've been so helpful.
Just thinking about every time I've had to talk to like fucking
TSA
God,
or
what is
something.
it? TSA, yes, that's it. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is my TSA voice.
Yeah.
Or dialect.
That's
Oh,
strictly,
Soul's voice
strictly
is just my
regulated.
TSA voice.
Strictly regulated and all.
Is going as fast as possible on a horse? Are there speed limits? Should we keep an eye out for signs? You know.
No, just
Oh.
treat people well on the road, and you shouldn't find any trouble. The roads here.
That's
here to
the
the Eternal
rules of
City
the
are well
road
to-
in Denwell.
Wonderful. So
If
does
it's
that mean that we
regulated-
can leave now then? So we can get there as fast as we can?
Yeah, we
You
should
passed
do
the
that.
checkpoint. Yes.
Quick question: Is there teleport services, or is it regulated to the point of there's no option for us?
You aren't a citizen.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Then we best not waste any more time.
If we were to talk to a citizen, would they be able to help us out if we wanted to get there a little bit faster?
Yeah, Vera has jumped
I'm
onto the
not
car.
leaving my horse.
Non-citizens are ineligible.
Right. Thank you
I'm
for
getting on
clarifying
my
that.
Bardo.
If a citizen were to take you through a teleport spell, that would be a crime.
Oh, well, I absolutely don't want to get any of you into any trouble at all. We want trying to make sure we stay on the right side of the
Kurla,
law.
let's
You've
get
been
on the
very helpful.
road.
Thank you so much.
But-
you know, may the gods bless you and so on and
Sure,
so forth.
but you really fear not on the roads. They're well patrolled between here and the Eternal City. So.
Lovely. Right. Bye bye.
Load on a cart.
Hurry over to the Varder and swing up. Well, that was a fucking disaster.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah. So
I
22
have to take
days.
Petra's normal
Yeah.
seat.
So, yeah, we'll inform the leader of the caravan.
Abaxius.
The murderer,
Ambaxius.
you know,
Ambaxius.
Ambaxius.
I always want to call him the different I word.
Oh, we should
And-
say bye
I
to
would.
Naomi. To Naomi.
Well, I don't know when we're
Well-
diverging yet.
And
good
Baxius
point.
starts with an I.
It's like more north.
Starts with an A.
Yeah,
What?
I thought it was Ambaxius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ambaxius.
Is Ambaxius likely to haul ass as much as we need to?
I mean, probably.
All right, we need to get to this place. Petravian has been taken to the city,
Yeah, that's where we are going.
so we
So I
need to
guess
be
it
able to
works.
rush. Is that okay?
Oh, sorry, go back.
I understand. We'll make our best time on these roads,
Thank you.
but it should go fairly well. You've never seen a road quite like these before.
Are you sure?
Maybe you have. You are a strange one after all. But
Well, thank you.
just follow us and we'll set the pace.
Sounds good. All right,
So
everyone.
Ambaxius will get his people back loaded up, which they were already pretty much ready for you guys anyway. They've been waiting on you and Petravian. They hit the road, and what you see is that the roads here are a little different than any of you've traveled on so far, save for Riz. They are laid evenly with paving stones, set so tightly that it looks like a single flat stone that stretches to the horizon. Your footsteps on these roads somehow feel easier, lighter. And on this road, you realize that when traveling, you're actually moving faster than normal, and every step sends you forward about an extra third of a step.
Every
So-
step you take.
Interesting.
Thank you, Sting.
Equates to 1.33 steps. Very good.
Like
Oh,
from
thank
pure
you.
convenience, or like we are magically accelerated.
You are magically accelerated.
God damn, these people
These
have
are
money
like
to
the
throw around.
roads I know. Yes.
So they're extremely well built. Like I said, it looks like a single piece of stone. Like the stonework is so even that it just looks like a one solid flat piece of stone. But if you get like right down, like if you get down on your hands and knees, you can see there are seams. They're just incredibly well worked. But
Do
yeah,
any of us get down on our hands and knees to look?
No.
probably not. But as you guys travel on this, your wagons, your horses, your own footsteps, anything you travel with here, you are moving faster than you normally would have been able to before. So, as you guys get moving on this road, is there anything you want to do?
I think we're predominantly just trying to get there as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
can't
rush
think of anything
service.
important.
Don't spare the horses.
Well, that
Oh,
would be
horse is fine. Used to these kind of
definitely.
roads.
Yeah, also,
It's a really nice road. I'll give him that much.
I guess technically it's more of how fast Riz's horse can go.
My horse can keep up with your horses, thank you very much.
Your one horse? It's a
Yes!
strong ass fucking horse.
It's a literal black hole entity!
Do black holes move fast? I don't know.
I don't know. So I have a question. Is during the days, is Lovette still going to be working on Petravian's armor?
Because you do
Even though
technically
Petravian's
have
gone.
it.
Yeah, probably.
I'm
Okay.
assuming we have all of Petravian's stuff since Petravian
Yeah.
was in a Lovette
Yep.
guys.
Body.
Correct.
Body, yeah, thing.
Yeah.
I will be
He was wearing
working on his.
a
Yeah,
Lovette.
especially since he doesn't need it. I guess that makes plenty of sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Working on it, complaining like if he's dead.
I did all this for nothing.
Did you already get
I mean,
paid?
if he dies, you
Yeah.
can just sell it, I guess, right?
True.
God. Wow. Oh, harsh.
Back up.
True, totally true, but harsh.
Yeah.
Too bad
So-
Bear's the only other person in the party that wears armor and can't wear metal because. Guys.
So you
Give
all
it to
leave
Archie.
the Legion 12 fort on the 17th of July, and you will arrive a little later as you travel down the road, about 4 days. Is there anything you want to do in this first 4-day stretch? Anything out of the ordinary aside from just keep working on the armor and keep doing what you're doing?
Is Plu with us? Or with
You don't-
Petravian?
You don't see Plu anywhere.
Oh.
You search all the belongings in the wagon, and you can't find Plu.
I'm fine with that.
Did Chisel stay with us, or did he just yeet as soon
No,
as...
Chisel's off.
Chisel's gone.
Yeah,
You don't
Chisel's
know
Yeah,
where
he's
living
she-
back
best
with his
life.
family.
He's living... He's, like, trying to, like, have his girlfriend again. Oh, the story of Chisel reigns on. The ballad of
We-
Chisel.
We open on a green glade. There's a beautiful spring flowing down the hill. There's wildflowers everywhere, and there is a single elk at the top of the hill, looking around, desperately trying to find the other elk that was there before.
Oh,
Anyway, so
my
as
God.
you guys are traveling,
We got season 2? Season 2 of Chisel Action? Awesome.
yeah.
no! This is the best.
So as you guys are traveling, things progress relatively well. The roads here are extremely clean and fast. Like they're enchanted. Like if you were to cast detect magic on these roads, the entire road is magic. It's nuts.
Yeah.
An
which is
entire thing
nuts.
being magic?
No,
We've never experienced that.
The entire the road, the
I
entire
know.
road system
It's
is
the
madness.
joke.
The amount of money
like
they
I
would
said,
have
these
spent
people
on
have
this.
just money to throw around. Jesus.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that it's boring. That like there's no skill needed by the person riding the carts when they're on the road. It's just like, what's the point? I may as well just be in the back.
You would
Yeah.
find like something to complain about if you were presented with, I don't know, a feast.
Well,
Well,
she
what-
didn't
you
complain
tell-
What
about
kind of food is
mellifera.
it? I'm just not gonna take any kind of fucking food if I don't like it.
Vera,
Wait,
have
I
you
don't-
ever been told that, like, your attitude kind of sucks?
All the time.
Not by anyone living.
Do you ever
Oh.
take that criticism and make it so that you're a better person?
I'm a fine person as I am. Fuck them for saying what they want.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Has anyone other than your god told you you're a good person? Anyone who isn't in your religion told you you're a good person?
Why would
I'm
I
pretty
care
sure
about
I
what
said
they
it.
thought?
I did.
I-
Who posts those qualifiers?
I'm pretty sure that I said you were once, and you seemed to care what I thought. at the
See?
time.
There we go.
You didn't
That's
bring
one.
that one up, though. You literally just told me, why should I care about anyone outside of my religion?
I mean, it still stands.
Well, I mean,
They thought we could
wait,
mix
Plague.
You know what? That's fine, Vera.
Let's just not bicker amongst ourselves. Let's wait until we get Petravian back and then bicker with him.
I missed
So-
that boy.
Me too.
So the bickering continues for 4 days. And you guys find yourselves on now July 21st, 768, and as you are traveling, you see in the distance what appears to be a small walled settlement. Stables sit on the southeast side next to a timber gatehouse. The walls of this place are wooden but well built. The structures here show signs of fire damage, though some buildings have been painted and repaired recently. You would guess this place has been raided sometime in the last year. You are at the outskirts of the town of Pembroke.
Ooh, we get a map?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Yes, a map.
So, the caravan will wait outside the town, and Abaxius is going to ask you all if you have anything you need to hear while we're around a community.
How long are we staying for?
He shook his head and said, well, hadn't planned on staying at all.
Well, like, how
there
long
anything
is
you
your...
needed
not that I know of. Does anyone need anything?
No, I think we all not really.
So you said that this looks like it's been raided?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of the buildings have signs of fire damage.
In the past year, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I will, if we stop for a second, Vera would ask around just to see, like, what happened here.
Okay. Do you want to approach the city?
Oh, we're not even going through the city?
No, we stopped outside the city.
Oh,
You're stopped outside the city. You're,
we can,
you're southeast
we can
of the
ask
stables.
Ambaxius.
we can just go
Yeah,
through
sure.
quick, pick up a few supplies, and then head out.
Okay. Cool. So he will let you guys go up to the city then.
I will do fortunes in the meantime.
All right.
You plan
So
on
anyone else
charging
going?
for them, or?
I'm just going to be doing fortunes.
I really am proud of you for that. You know how hard it is for you and how hard you're trying, so good on you for that.
Thanks.
Probably stick with Vera because I am both be like probably willing to help with the supply gathering and curious if there's anything that they do need help with as well.
All right. So the lot of you are going to head up toward the gate then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, guards on either side of the gate are going to bar your progress. And they're going to say, what is your business here in Pembroke?
Getting supplies?
Fortune telling.
Not
getting
causing
supplies.
trouble for you.
You don't look like you're from around here. How can we trust anything you say?
Oh, we were
We all
put
know.
through the border to get into the country, and we were given permission to come.
Do we still have that letter from,
Oh, yeah. Lovette, you have the letter that says, we're fortune's
Mhm.
favor, we did good things, right?
Yes, I do have this here down.
The one that's Protean, not the one that's Villish.
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Yes.
It says we're good people. Here you go, look at this.
The guard will take it, skim over it, and then hand it back. Fine. Don't make any
Like,
trouble.
No, in fact, I noticed this place was killed some damage. Are you guys, have you been attacked? Is it?
None of your
damage?
business, outsider.
Okay, we need to help, but okay.
Let's ask just the common folk here, instead of asking the guards who seem like they're having a rough time because they're working very hard.
But yeah, I'm just figuring out they're the ones who benefit the most.
I don't think they will. Let's go. And Riz will just
So
start
they'll-
passing through.
They'll let you into the town. It is definitely a border town, as best I would put it. This is the southwesternmost town in the Empire. It's the border of the Empire is the river that it sits on. So this pretty much is the most frontier thing you get to the west. And yeah, you get the sense that this place is not the safest place in the Empire to live.
This is scary,
especially
Indiana.
Especially
Sorry.
given that it has, a wall. It's just usually the way that they beat defenses.
I'm just geeking the F out because the Empire's border is a river, and yeah. I'll explain that one later.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll go in. Vera will go in and start questioning people, I'm guessing.
Yeah, just asking
Yeah,
around.
I'll try and
okay.
go with that.
Kurla will stick with Riz.
Okay.
I will question with my higher diplomacy.
Yeah, go ahead and make some diplomacy rolls then, and let's see what you find out, and what sorts of things you were trying to find out anyway. So ask your question, make your check.
Yeah, mostly just if the people are okay and what happened and if they need help.
Yep.
With emphasis on the last one, because I feel like people are more reticent to answer the first two until the last one is asked.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, that's a 38 for me.
Okay, so Lovette, you end up charming the pants off of somebody here. So they're going to like just full spiel about everything that's happened in this town recently. Yeah, so you find somebody who just basically just you asking this question was that moment, that watershed moment in their life where they just the floodgates break and they just like fall to their knees and just confess everything bad that's happened to them.
That's tragic.
So this person is going to tell you that Penbrook used to be such a nice place to live. It was an idyllic community. Everything was fine. People were happy here.
And then the Fire Nation
And then-
attacked.
And then they were attacked by this group of crazy people. They came out of nowhere. They murdered the sheriff. They burned down a bunch of the town. They looted the town's treasury. Most people were completely wiped out. Their savings were gone. They didn't know what to do. They petitioned the Empire for aid, but since it wasn't either the Cracktool ogres or the Cendari Harpies or the Koth orcs, it wasn't one of the established powers in the area. It was just some random people attacked the town. The government had no real response. They essentially said tough luck, and they were stuck. So they had nothing they could do. And
Do you know where these people came from?
no, they came into town one day acting like normal people, and then the next thing you know, they stayed there, got to know some people, and then just like that, they turned on everyone. Started burning the place down, murdering, killing people. It was truly awful.
So they murdered the sheriff, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What about the deputy?
No, the deputy survived, but was
Did
traumatized.
they knife these law enforcement personnel, or was it sort of a ranged attack with some sort of?
Some of them
crossbow?
used weapons.
Oh, hi, Kurla.
Some of these swords.
Was
Guy.
The sheriff themselves, though, would they, crossbow bolt, bow bolt? I'm just going off what Xeno was doing there. Never mind. I thought you were going for an I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy thing. No.
Yes, I was.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were. Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
So did they?
Shit.
Was there anything about them? 'Cause I'm guessing I'm probably with
Yeah.
Lovette. Was there anything about
so
them
the
that
person
was noteworthy?
I mean, he said that he kind of describes an eclectic group of people that kind of almost sounds like an adventuring party. Just a bunch of people from various backgrounds.
How many people?
5.
Were there
Does he
5
remember what
of
they
them?
look
Yeah, what we
Was it
have?
5
So he
or more
describes
for
them?
the lightning blades?
Pretty sure that was 5. There was one for each of us.
I thought there were 6 of us.
Oh, I guess you're right. There's 6 of us. No, there's 5 of us. There's 5 players.
Oh, sorry. I was counting Archie. My bad.
I mean, that's true. Archie deserves to be counted, but I don't think that he counts
Yeah.
on the list.
Yeah. So it says there was 5 people showed up and just
No.
butchered.
It can't
a
be
good
the
chunk of the
lightning
town.
blades. It
No.
couldn't. Like this is
What?
a red herring.
So he described them? What did he describe them
Yeah.
He says one of them was a half-orc. One of them was a tiefling.
Oh.
One of them was a human. One of them was a dwarf. And one of them might have been a half-elf.
No, that doesn't sound like
I
that.
think is
party.
what it was. Maybe it was 2 tieflings. He's not sure. But it was a group that came in and just burned things down. It was terrible. So many people died that day.
We'll do what we can to find them and stop them.
There's no point. They're long gone. They took everything that they could from us.
Well,
They could be on the other side of the world for all we know.
who's in charge of this town now?
Oh, well, that's the headman, Gallus Solius.
I like the name.
Galsolius?
Something to help.
Was it
Okay,
Gallus?
Gallus Solius. You're not gonna get much from talking to him, I promise.
Why
I'm
is
not
that?
trying to get much, I just want to help.
He doesn't really care for outsiders, which I don't blame him after what had happened that day. Not many people in Pembroke like to deal with your kind.
Well, I can't really trust the middleman with what I want to do here, but who would there be someone else to talk to? If you want to help?
He shrugs. And then he'll start to pick up his stuff that he was doing and go about his day.
Come back, you'll be okay, buddy.
That poor
Well,
guy.
I'm gonna try and find the headman while we still got a little bit of time here, real quick, and see if they'll talk to me anyway.
Okay. You find the headman's residence, sort of near the middle of town, and there's a sign hanging on the door that says "No solicitors."
Oh boy. That's gonna be great for me. I'm not with them. I'm trying to sell fortunes in the square of the town. Good times.
Oh, selling them? What'd you charge them for?
Nothing. They're free.
Bless.
It's a 25. I don't feel great.
Okay, yeah, some people they'll show up and you can do fortunes for them.
Can we get a profit calculation for the end of that?
Nope. It's zero copper.
Ouch.
I believe.
Times how many?
I don't give any money anymore, okay? God, the fucking damn it.
So 0 times how many people did you talk to?
I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. I'm
I'd
going
say
home.
somewhere around 35. 35 quick fortunes.
So
somewhere there.
cruel.
Carry the 1. 0 copper.
Ah.
It's a good day's work.
Okay.
Well, what's the rest of you doing?
I mean, I'm gonna knock on the headman's door.
All right, you knock
Got
on
a
the
bag
door.
ready.
The door opens and a person who's past middle age but has a permanent scowl on their face, wrinkles, like frown wrinkles, looks down at you.
Well, you don't really want to talk to outsiders, I can understand why, but we heard about your troubles, here is some money.
What?
Just take it, it's free.
I don't believe you.
If I leave here without helping you or trying to help because it was inconvenient and then people die for it, I'm not going to feel good about that, and I have the money, so here.
And you want to leave some money on his doorstep, or you want to try to hand it to him, or what?
I'm gonna try to hand it to him. I would leave it on the doorstep, but somebody's just gonna take it.
Okay.
That won't help.
So, how much did you want to leave?
500.
All right. So you take out a pouch of 500 gold and you hand it to this guy. He will make a diplomacy check. Let's see if he'll even take this from you. He may not even take your money. This guy
Personally,
really
okay, this is a
dislikes
win-win for
outsiders.
me. That was a 35.
All right, that is good enough. He will trust you enough to take your money. So, he will take the pouch of 500 gold from you, and then tell you that it'd still be best to leave this town as soon as you can.
We are already on our way. I just hope that helps.
He'll close the door without saying goodbye.
I wasn't
thank
expecting
you.
about that much. I mean, these people just got raided. Like,
I say burn the damn place down again. That's just
Jesus
rude.
Christ!
I imagine that he'll probably, maybe, I don't know how curmudgeon he is, assuming like an average level of curmudgeon, that
Average level.
that he'll probably feel bad about being rude about it later, and frankly, that's like as much as I can ask for. I'm gonna be like, damn, this is actually not a small amount of money. but
Yeah.
for the time being, Lovette's kind of like, yeah, these people are traumatized. Not gonna push those buttons.
So are you just giving out happy fortunes in the square to perk them up, or are you so
Yeah.
miserable at not making any money that you're giving
Well,
them really
I
nasty
rolled a
fortunes?
fucking 3. I know it's a good roll technically because I have so much boosted into the fucking thing, but it's not great. It's they're like pity fortunes almost, where like Riz is like feeling bad about themselves a little too much during it.
Your fortunes for them just keep kind of coming back around to yourself the whole
Just a
time.
little bit. It's a little too like circular.
Okay.
It's sad. It's just sad.
You will
really.
make lots of money in your future.
You're doing great right now, and everyone trusts you.
You won't have to give it away at all. You'll be able to keep it.
Just
Well,
trust
so after
your
about
friends.
an hour and a half to 2 hours or so in the town, you guys head back out and you find Ambaxius is more than ready to go.
All right.
We shall
So
go.
was there any other things, anything you wanted to buy while you're in town?
I don't really know if we need to.
I
can't
don't think
of
we
anything.
need to
Okay.
buy anything.
Cool.
These people don't have shit.
If anything, we'd
They
get
just totally lost everything.
like general just supplies. Like
Yeah, Ambaxius already did that.
Yeah.
He sent a runner in to pick up some goods that they needed for the road. But aside from that, he will, whip the horses into shape, and you guys will continue on to the north.
Where was Vera when we were in town?
With you, wasn't she?
The whole time?
no, Vera would have been actually probably split off asking about where Galerius was, and then
Mhm.
probably would have found you there and be like, oh, I don't have to give him money anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's got it covered. Nice.
Oh, but you were there. Okay, cool. That's the important part. Because Lovette's not going to bring it up, but I want Vera to know. I want Vera to have seen that.
All right. So another day will pass, and you guys are traveling north of Pembroke, and
If I may.
Well, yeah. What's that?
Sorry, just as we leave the village and as we cross the river that is the boundary into the Britian Empire, Kurla is going to murmur under their breath, "Elia iacta est."
No, you. Sorry. The river was on the west side of Pembroke.
Too
You
late.
guys are approaching it from the east.
What? So we crossed it as we went in?
We haven't
No,
crossed a
no,
river.
no.
You don't
So
cross
if you look
it.
at the map of Oxidor, you guys came up the road from the southeast, following that river.
I mean, there's another river to the north that we have to cross before we get to
It's not the
Prota.
same apparently.
It's not the
Yeah,
border
it's not
river.
the- It's not the
border
same,
river,
I'm sorry.
So it doesn't work the same way.
I
No.
don't
I don't know what this is
understand.
referencing.
There is a river coming up that I think might fit what you're hoping,
Okay.
though.
Awesome. We'll go with that then. Thank
That's
you.
not this one.
Okay.
My gut feeling is just this has something to do with something nerdy. So
I mean,
I mean, is history nerdy?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
about to say. Yes.
Okay, if history's nerdy, then you're right.
just
All right.
explain
immediately
it when we
like
get.
Well, you guys head north out of Pembroke, and a day will pass. And so this would make the 5th day of your journey. As you're traveling along the road here, what at first looks like a distant flock of birds to the west descends and become ever larger. Shouts and battle cries ring out from harsh voices above you, and a murder of Cendari descends upon your group.
The
as you're
Harpies?
traveling.
Is that Harpies?
Yeah, I think it was like a tribe or whatever of Harpies. The guy mentioned before.
So, but the nasty harpies, not the nice harpies.
Well, yeah, they're a murder.
So no one say anything nasty about harpies because Naomi might hear.
This will
I
be
don't have
interesting.
anything nasty to say about Harpies.
Yeah.
Is that a bunch of
But they're
birds up
attacking
there?
us, right?
Vera!
Then they get closer and I'm like, oh, they are birds.
Yep, that sounds about right, Vera.
Wait, were they attacking us?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're attacking
Yeah,
us.
so
Okay.
what you see is a murder of Cendari Harpies coming in from above, quickly moving in from the west. And as they swoop down, one of them is going to cry out toward you and the entire caravan. They're going to say that they will allow you to pass in exchange for 3 men to take as prisoners.
Oh, hell no.
We lost all of you won.
Yeah, the only man we had to take as prisoner, he's already prisoner to the Proteans, so sorry. Can't
And
do
we
it.
wouldn't have let you have him even if he was still here.
Are
At
you
least
sure?
not for free.
Oh, okay. Sorry, no man to take. I think.
Well, I mean, there's the
Looks
rest
at
of the
Sal.
caravan
Yeah,
as
I know.
well.
I'm trying to be like, don't worry about them. They don't exist. It's fine.
I mean,
So-
finally the Symbaxius, but I'll use message to tell him that we can defend the caravan if he doesn't want to do this.
Right. So as you see these things as they get closer, you notice that they're unlike traditional or what you're used to, the Obador harpies,
Okay.
the Saracen harpies. The Cendari harpies are a bit different looking. Their overall look is ragged, ragged and revealing. They seem to be both sensual and repulsive at the same time. Many of them wear skulls tied to their waists and have other bones worked into their garb as decorations. So,
The Slaneshi cultists.
yeah, they're not the nicest looking creatures in the world.
Just looks like he's having a rough day. They look like Tim Burton characters.
Yeah, they look like Tim Burton characters.
They really
Lavi
do.
has gone full goth.
Oh,
So-
come on. Don't put Lavi in this.
So they screech and scream as they get closer, and it appears, since there's not an immediate surrender from your group, that they're going to take that as aggression, and they're going to move in to attack. So I'm going to go ahead and lay you all out on this battle map here. We have
Sounds
Vera
groovy.
and Lovette in the wagon, and we have Kurla and Riz. Go ahead and submit rests for yourselves. And set
Oh.
yourselves to full hit points as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you.
And I didn't state explicitly before, so I'll leave it up to you on whether it seems fair or not. But I figured Archie's traveling with us when we're on the road, but I bottle him up when we get near cities.
Okay. In that case, I'll just put Archie on the back of the wagon there.
That's our favorite yellow boy.
Hey, big guy.
All right. So, I don't know if you guys have vision or not, but I don't.
I do now.
You do now?
Yep.
Okay. So we're just waiting on Beardy then. Gotcha.
Oh, you don't have vision?
I do not have vision.
That's strange. Let me check. Has vision, bright radius 60 feet.
That's weird.
You should be able to see.
No, it's just a gray screen, and I see the Vardos and the two lines on mine. Nothing else.
Shouldn't be gray either.
Yeah, it's
You might need to
black. The background
refresh.
should be black. So, let me remove your
Well,
character and put
the-
you back on.
The background's black. I mean, everything's got that fog of war look. Oh, there I am. Yeah, whatever it was, that token was buggy.
Okay, token was buggy. Cool. So, alrighty. You find yourselves on the road. Now, there are wagons ahead of you that I'm not putting on the map, but that's Symbaxius' caravan there. But the Cendari Harpies are going to come down as sort of a cloud, and they're all up in the air still to about the tune of 40 or so feet off the ground,
Okay.
and they are screeching and coming in, ready to attack. So I'm going to go ahead and put everyone into initiatives and roll them.
Sounds good.
I'm less inclined to protect Ambaxius than I was before I realized that he was a murdering bastard.
What?
Murdering
The guy was a
bastard.
murderer himself. What does it fucking
Yeah.
matter?
Doesn't make
also-
it any better.
I
Yeah, but he's
murder
just
people.
Anti-Protean.
Yeah, he hates Proteans.
Like, he's a
Like,
look at
Codron.
this.
Like,
Yeah,
He's-
like
his
it
whole-
makes total sense. It checks out.
Like, he very much was helping the Codron resistance against Proteans.
See, I'm of the opposite mind. I am so much more keen now to protect him now that I know he's a badass.
I
Like-
mean, he's an anti-imperialist.
Yeah, I mean he's not like the same kind of badass that we are, but he fucking stabbed a senator and he's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. That's not my problem. Like, so many people would be like, oh god, I hope they don't trace that back to me. And he's just like, I've done this shit. I don't give a fuck.
Let's go around.
I love him.
All right.
Fuck
Well,
it.
Riz, you somehow won initiative.
Howdy doody. What
You
a
did
wonderful day. Yeah. So, let's see. My range. I think I'm gonna start it out with chain lightning, because I can at least reach the very one in the center of all that flock, and I'm gonna put my Rizzes in there so I hit all of them.
Okay.
So, I think normally it's 30 feet between each one, so 55 it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 that I'd have to put in for this.
Yep.
So I'm going to do chain lightning with 4 reaches so that I can hit everyone. This will be great.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
55 electric
So that's-
damage?
55 electric damage. Let me go ahead and roll some reflex saves on their part.
Yeah.
All right. 4 of them saved. Cool.
Out of what, like 20?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not bad.
Combat doesn't last that long
That's
when
half.
Riz goes first, does it?
Yeah.
Riz just looks up, sees the murder of all of this, and it just reaches their hand forward, traces a symbol of Eden in the sky, and oh no! Oh no! I start seeing bodies plummet, apparently.
Yeah. So, Riz, you blast out that chain lightning,
Yeah.
and it strikes that central harpy and then arcs out to hit all the other ones. And 4 of them are going to drop dead immediately, just roasted. Just smoking, roasted carcasses are going to
Whoops.
smack onto the ground. The other surviving 4 are charred, and they look half dead already.
Don't
They start
fuck with
shrieking
me, I
in
have the
fear.
power of God on my side?
They start shrieking in fear, and they're going to immediately take off.
Riz.
But, well, the one that's up now is going to immediately take off and fly the fuck out,
Bye!
and is going
Yeah,
to
absolutely
just
right.
vanish.
I didn't even have to oomph those.
Archie, you're up.
Archie's just gonna hold an attack. I mean, like, if you hold an attack, is that in addition to attacks of opportunity? Can you trigger both, or
Yeah.
do you? Oh, then yeah, he's gonna hold an attack. So if any of them get close, he's just gonna fucking go bananas.
All right, Kurla.
Kurla, seeing Riz just absolutely wail on these 4 and kill 4 right off the bat, and God knows do what else to the other 4, is gonna just sort of glance at Riz, and that was a little bit of overkill, don't you think? And then they'll clap their hands together, rub them. Sparks will start to emerge from their fingertips, and they will fling their hands towards the harpy to the southwest, and they will cast Harm.
A little overkill, huh?
Just
Harm can't kill.
That's true.
Oh, that's
Reduces to 1
All right,
at,
go ahead.
at max.
What a way to use a
22
huge
will save.
spell.
All right. It fails and is reduced to 1 hit point.
And giving it a chance to surrender, you know, or
All right.
or push off. I don't necessarily want to kill it.
I'm
Right,
gonna
Lovette.
do that in the more literal. I'm just gonna say,
You can leave now. If you don't need to bother us, we won't bother you.
Vera?
Yeah, Vera was just getting out of their seat and just sits back down.
All right.
pretty much.
The other 3 Cendari Harpies are up, and they're going to follow suit of the other survivor, and they're just going to leave. They're just going to fly away as fast as their wings can carry them.
I'm
That
so
was the
sorry.
right choice.
And that was
Ooh.
combat.
Should
I
we?
mean, yeah, I think you made the right call. Right? The move gotten a lot bloodier.
Kurla's gonna actually jump down off the Vardo and trot over to, I guess, the nearest scorched chicken carcass.
Well, are they dead, or are they
Does it
just
smell like chicken?
unconscious?
So you go over- I mean, I wouldn't say that they smelled. Yeah, they smell like chicken.
I mean,
So
Kurla's a cannibal.
there
here.
there definitely is a poultry note to the overall smell of them, but what's worse is the burning like
feathers.
hair and
Ugh.
teeth and nails that, and also like what else was on them, but they smell wretched anyway. Like when they're alive, they smell terrible, and now they smell like burnt terrible.
Okay, does it smell terrible to Kurla, though, is my question.
Oh, it smells terrible to a normal palate. I mean, Kurla can eat them, sure.
Shit.
But
Just
like,
how-
realize that like Kurla eats rotten meat, so
Yeah.
like Kurla
Yeah,
doesn't.
I do.
Does that mean that it smells good to Kurla? I don't think so.
It smells very appealing, and I think that was kind of far from Kurla's mind, but as they get closer and as they start getting that smell of fresh, sentient being,
Just the
really
whole
quite
noise.
charred meat,
Did
they might start drooling a little bit.
Yeah.
did these have
But-
weapons or anything?
Yeah. They were all wielding weapons.
What kind
What
of
kind of
weapons?
Hmm.
They had composite short. Well, some of them had composite short bows, and some of them had ungways.
Yeah! Ungways!
Alright.
Ungways.
Can we
I would,
can we take some of those?
Sure,
We're looting
yeah.
them, yeah!
Why not?
I would love
I'll
to
go ahead and
recover
throw
one of
them
the
into
composite
party
short
inventory.
bows, if I may.
Say what?
I'd love to recover one of the composite short bows, if I may.
Sure.
I would also like to inspect. You said they had like bones and stuff. Do they have any like etchings or anything on them, like of any sort?
No.
No. Okay.
So you asked if that was a little overkill?
Oi, you knocked out 4 of them at once, and it's not like they're
I was
undead,
aiming
you know.
for
It's...
all of them. Oh,
Ay, ay.
you're right! They aren't undead! Riz rushes over and starts marking them.
What in the is this one of your deity things?
Look,
that
I
you
have
to
a
do
debt
for...
I need to pay right now. Just don't worry about it.
alright,
And
alright,
they're
just-
marking them with Terrace's symbol.
I tell
Alrighty.
you what, I won't judge what you're doing if you don't judge what I'm about to do.
Have I ever?
That's a fair point. Kurla will bend over one of the harpy corpses and take out their non-magical mellifera sacred dagger
Yeah.
and start trying to remove some of the flesh.
Oh, what the fuck is two of them doing over there?
So I'd like you to make a perception check.
Okay, this is gonna be great. Naomi's gonna be right there.
Boomst.
Oh god.
Kurla specifically, but anyone else can make it if they want.
I got a nat 20! 43!
Nicely done. I got a 29.
Alright.
Tell me, Daddy.
Well, Riz and Kurla both, you can see that Naomi is watching you guys from a wagon,
Yeah.
and
I think we might have fucked up there.
she looks horrified. I think maybe disgusted. Maybe is the right term.
Yeah.
Kurla will
They
stop
attacked us
trying
first.
to get meat off the corpse and kind of guiltily wipe their blade on the grass and return it to the sheath and not take any of the meat.
Oh,
They'll totally keep the short bow though.
like, how much of a rush are we, though? Because I can put them in the ground otherwise. Would have been easier with Betravian, but you know.
So you already put them in the ground.
This is true. But I'll try to cover them with some dirt at least.
Yep. I like Vera gets the weapons,
Yeah,
checks the like,
Vera's the
armor,
one
and
looting.
then leaves.
Their armor's ruined.
Yeah.
They were wearing leather armor, but it's completely busted.
I was more interested in like the bone
Weapons.
decor.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, the bone decor. Yeah, no, it's just decorations,
Yeah.
but it's like it looks like it's mostly human bones.
Yeah, probably
not
good
really
that they
that
died.
valuable.
You know what?
Yeah. Yeah, they had like skulls and things like that attached to them.
Riz just
Uh,
wipes off the dirt from their hands.
so as you are like starting to bury these, Naomi's actually gonna walk over.
Hello, little one.
I think I might be sick.
Kurla? Sick child.
Do you want to? I can maybe give you a little bit of healing to help with that, or
No,
a handkerchief
no, it's
for
just-
the nose, or
Seeing these things just turns my stomach.
I
What?
mean,
What is this? What are these?
Cendari,
They don't look like the harpies I've seen from where I'm
No.
from.
no, they're not like me and my family at all. They're savages that eat and kill and do awful, awful things to people.
Well, we killed
Guilty look
these.
from Kurla.
So,
Thank you.
you're welcome, darling.
The world's better off with them gone.
Do they have a population shortage or something?
I feel disgusted to even be related to them.
Well, no one's judging you for your relatives.
But yeah, there is no reason. You're not related to them really. And besides, even if you were, that doesn't make you who you are. Take it from me.
Thanks.
Riz will give it a gentle pat on her head.
I wasn't... You can do what you want, Kurla. I wasn't stopping you.
Well, what I was doing is maybe not for anyone to be looking at anyway, so...
Do you not want me to bury these, Kurla? I'm sorry, I was just trying to do, return things to the earth as they should be,
No, it's fine. Just go ahead and do what you were doing, and Kurla will take out a piece of the existing rotten meat that they've had for God knows how many months now, and just start chewing on that instead.
Let's not do that in front of the child, but
No, it doesn't really bother me either.
Alright. Are you okay?
I guess I wanted to see them closer up.
Oh, sure. Come here.
Sort of a morbid curiosity, I guess.
I bring her along closer to the dead bodies. Look at it.
She looks at one of them, and then kicks it,
Nice.
spits on it, and then turns to go back to their wagon.
Be safe, darling.
Why do you want to feel like they all said you didn't want to unpack the house? That was a really intense reaction.
It's a different kind of harpy. Literally, she
I'm
said she was
related to
disgusted
slave
by
elves.
what
I
they
didn't
do.
kick anyone.
I mean, I kick people who I don't like. Well, normally I just kill them, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they were... Okay, yeah, we're getting semantics.
Yeah. Like just now. They were like, "Ooh, we're gonna get you," and then I said, "No."
Yeah, but you left them alone once they were dead. It wasn't a big deal.
You look at the
Well,
markings.
Yeah, the
Okay,
markings
I mean-
of terrorists on there.
I mean, like, it wasn't a personal thing for you.
Are all of them now buried, or are any of them still left above ground?
Oh, I figured
Oh,
I was
they're-
only doing one so far.
Yeah, they're above ground still. So if you wanted to do what you want to do to them.
Yeah, Riz offered you to do whatever. They were just kind of putting it in the earth to get it out of the way.
How many
Man,
are
what a party we got.
Four.
Yeah,
we,
and
we
you
just
realize
heard four.
That Naomi's disgust was not directed toward Kurla.
Yeah, it was towards the harpies.
So
yeah,
you're gonna like...
Kurla looks at one of the still exposed bodies and is sort of visibly trembling.
I mean, it's kind of like Vera being upset that wait, no. Was it half elves or full elves? What's the thing you hate, Vera?
You have to be more specific. Also, are you going to be buying... Are you going to be burying all of these? Because we're on a time schedule.
Okay. I'm done. Just leaves it half buried. It's marked, so that's all that matters.
It's like a wing just sticking out of the ground. So my question to Kurla, are you getting white meat or dark meat?
Oh my god.
My God.
Kurla's actually gonna visibly, with a lot of force, turn on their heel away from the harpies and just sort of robotically walk back towards the Vardo very slowly and rigidly and just really, really in control.
Alrighty.
I like
That's
eating
hard.
flesh, but not when people are watching.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like it when people watch
too
me eat
judgy,
flesh.
right?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, they've still got some issues about that. Fucking fancy
Alright.
that.
Well, in that case, you all load back up and continue traveling north. So 2 more days, the next day, you will arrive at the next city to the north. Now, you find before you lies a medium-sized town. It appears to serve as a trade stop at the crossroads between the major port to the east and the main trade road running here north to south. The town is laid out along the primary roads with a generous amount of local farmland to the west. The idyllic green rolling hills here are teeming with farms and livestock, giving you the impression that this area is well protected and has grown rich from the bounty of the land. You have arrived in Quadrivium.
Quadrivium. Okay.
Quadrivium.
Thank you for saying it, because I was like, God, I hope he doesn't think I'm gonna say it. That would be unfortunate.
It is Quadrivium. It is a trade town, specifically a crossroads trade town. Is there anything you would like to do or stop here for any reason? It does seem that the people here are happy and sated. Even the livestock here is plump.
Oh, fuck 'em.
Like this is an area that seems to be
Even the livestock
Very
is
where-
plump.
very well to do.
Let's get out of this happy fuck town.
Do we still have to pass through it to get to where we're going?
Yeah, the road, the north to south, the enchanted road you guys are on, runs right through the city.
Enchantment.
Mm-hmm. So you can just keep on going along the road.
Okay, I'll probably stop to do, like, some fortunes, some free fortunes, some free fucking fortunes.
All right.
But other than that, I'd say I would just keep going. Nothing
Okay.
else I'd rather
So-
do other than that.
Yeah, if you stop to do a couple of fortunes, that gives enough time for Ambaxius to do his thing as well, because
Groovy.
he's been stopping in every town that he can to try to like sell a few things here and there.
Okay.
Because the markets are always a little different in each town. So if he can sell something, maybe he can sell something here for more than he can in the next town over. So he's going to sell it here, and maybe get something else that he could get here for cheaper that he can sell for more down the road.
Okay.
So he plays these markets as best he can.
Does he unload any more bodies?
No more bodies are unloaded.
It was just that one.
Just one. It's a
Just
really
that
good
one.
sell, though.
Yeah, made some good money off of that trade.
So
yeah.
I got a 31 for my fortunes. A lot better than
Alright.
my last roll.
Mm-hmm. Well,
They're free.
that is true. They're free.
I
Well,
hate it.
So, yeah, you give some fortunes, and folks are pretty happy about them. They all seem excited, and you get the sense that people here, just from interacting with them a little bit, people here are relatively pleased about life. It seems things are going well, and the folks here have no real major problems. The area is well patrolled and safe, and as long as they pay their modest taxes, they're generally left alone to pursue their own livelihoods and interests.
And how do they feel about foreigners?
You all bring stuff.
Cool.
You bring neat things that they can buy from you.
Yeah.
So, as far as they're concerned, you guys are harmless interests. Basically, you're interesting, harmless entities, as far as they're concerned.
Well, I'll let Archie hang out here, and I'll
Yeah.
cultivate that interest in some
people are
mechanical gadgets.
all around Archie, like
I'm
looking
sure.
at this thing, like talking about like how you managed to get such and such to work, or how, you know, if Archie's based off of magic or steam, or there's all kinds of questions. So they're asking Archie and asking you, and Archie, of course, is like pleased as peaches to be talking to people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So
Please,
you know, he seems happy. The people seem happy.
Mhm.
It's altogether a fun little diversion for Archie.
Yay!
I'm
Archie
glad.
deserves
He
one.
deserves happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Kurla will be a little bit subdued, but will be cheering on, like quietly from a distance, cheering on Riz as Riz gives away the free fortunes, just like thumbs up or finger guns anytime they
This
catch
feels
Riz's
very
eye between
demeaning.
sessions.
Like, I don't know. It's like a child.
I don't know. The finger guns I can see maybe coming
Alright,
off
fine,
weird,
just
but the
the
thumbs
thumbs
up
up.
or whatever. Yeah, I can the general vibe of like, you're doing great.
I don't know. It's happening every time I'm doing it, though.
No, not every time.
I feel
just
like a
on
child
occasion.
corralled into being a good person.
I mean, isn't that what's happening?
I hate it. I'm doing this of my own volition. Thank you very much.
Are you,
Maybe
or are you
you
doing
should-
it so you're not cursed anymore?
It's for me. It's for me.
Uh-huh.
It's not for Kurla.
oh,
Okay.
the issue is that Kurla's happy about it?
I don't know. It feels weird.
Does Kurla get a sense that they're actually annoying Riz
I don't
while
know.
trying to be supportive?
Make a sense mode.
Right.
So this would put it at July 23rd. So your guys' time in Quadrivium.
That is a 15 on sense motive.
Riz seems
big old no.
completely like fine.
Oh,
Not annoyed whatsoever.
Big thumbs up.
So, Vera also sees. Nope, it's even probably worse. It's 16. That's one more.
That's one more, I think.
That's one more.
Do I get it?
No.
You all think I'm fine.
Oh, that disappoints Vera.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, it disappoints you that I'm fine?
Like,
What a fucking bitch.
I thought they'd struggle with this a bit more.
Great, they're doing great.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm
too
proud of them.
Yeah.
Where it comes from, the growth doesn't come. It only comes out of suffering. School of thought.
Yeah. Which means that Lovette must have grown a lot.
A lot.
Oh,
Which is
so
ironic
much.
because she actually got shorter.
Well, so after a little bit of time passes, Ambaxius finishes what he needs to do in the town, and he's gonna look to the rest of you all if you're ready to continue or not.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Mhm.
Did
Alright.
I'm good.
did Petravian have legs as Lovette?
Yes, because
Oh,
he
no,
had an eye when he was Vera.
I know you have both your legs now, don't
Oh.
you?
Yep, I got all my limbs
Yeah.
now.
Never mind.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
But I assume he didn't have any of my robot limbs.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no wings.
No wings.
All right. Yeah, and Vera is would just be looking and making sure everything looks all right. There's nothing wrong going on. Which, from what I'm hearing, everything seems to be pretty hunky dory in that town.
Mm-hmm. So a little bit of time will pass as you guys travel north out of Quadrivium. And as you do, the road seems to, at a certain junction, sort of split. Not quite split, but just you can tell that it was modified at some point, because there is definitely a track where the road would have continued directly north, but there's a point where it sort of junctions off and swings west. And that's the way the road is actually going, so that's the way you guys travel. But as you do this, you continue north until eventually you cross this area where you can see what looks like a town to the east of the road that the road no longer goes to. And the road just goes around it, giving it like a couple miles berth to the west.
What do you think that's all about? Kurla asks Riz.
No idea. What do you think it's about?
We don't know. Maybe it's they did something wrong, so they got shunned, or there is a
I might be
plague, or
misunderstanding the description because it doesn't sound like that. It just sounds like it's just off the road. Or the road was built to circumvent the town specifically, you're saying?
Yeah,
That-
it looks like the
okay.
road was modified at some point to go
Go around the
around
town.
that town. Like
Oh,
the
so there's
road
no
was
evidence
laid
that it
out to
ever
go
went there?
through it originally, and then they modified it later
okay.
to go around the town.
Maybe they just don't want to be Buffalo.
I guess we could ask Ambaxius.
Ambaxius!
Ambaxius.
What's up with the fucking town?
Oh, well, that's Raven's Nook. No one goes there.
Yeah, why?
Cursed.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, what kind of curse we talking about?
Me too.
Me three. Hook.
Not sure. I mean, Proteans can be kind of superstitious.
Sounds fun.
Well, if we weren't in such a rush, I'd be
Sounds
interested in seeing
expensive.
what's happening there.
Maybe on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This sounds quite expensive to just abandon an entire town of a superstition. And just build around it and everything. You'd think at least they'd want to demolish it.
Yeah, we can check it out on the way back, as you said.
I don't know if we want to check it out on the way back.
What? What's one little curse?
I
Yep,
have
you've
so
got how
many
many-
on me.
There might be people who
Right.
need our help.
What's one more?
I mean, right now Petravian needs our help, so yeah, we should keep going. But when we come
Yeah.
back, if there are people there who need our help, maybe we should.
I mean, Petravian's on the deadline, and the Deadlands are also on the deadline.
Alright, no dilly-dallying, I hear you.
But Vera has a point.
But yes, I agree. We can, on the way back, we can look into it. But I don't know. Calces aren't really something we can just beat into submission. It might be something we can do nothing about.
Yeah, but there's no reason for us to not check in at least.
Maybe
Maybe it's a really, really easy to deal with curse.
How many curses have you encountered that are that easy to deal with?
I don't know. By that time, they've probably already been dealt with, so I don't see them.
Okay. But if it is something you actually want to help people out with, there's probably nothing wrong with that.
Of course not. It's a good thing to do.
So you want to stop and try and help him out
Well,
before we continue on?
no. We have to get Betravian.
That's what I'm asking you. You're wanting to stop now, or are you
No!
wanting to do it on the way
No, we
back?
need to get Betravian first.
Right, okay, then let's continue on then.
Oh boy.
From what
Well-
it seems, this has been cursed for years, seeing as how the road goes around it.
That's true. It takes a long time to make roads. Probably.
enchanted clothes.
Enchanted roads. It takes a lot of money to make enchanted roads. By the way, so wonderful to actually be going on enchanted roads again. I mean, we have been so fucking slow lately, so it is so nice to be on roads like these. This is what I'm used to.
Oh, wow. This is. Were you. What, the other worlds just whale seals in this one?
I've told you before, this is a baby world. It's not as well developed as I usually experience.
But I mean, the Proteans are one of the oldest empires here, so. Not sure how much age has to do with it.
Well,
Sounds like the other words are more stuck up.
all
Well,
I'm
because they like
saying is
you.
the other ones are more well developed. It has nothing to do with race or place half the time. I'm actually surprised the elves haven't developed these.
Are we
Yeah.
all
Maybe they
moving as
have.
we have this conversation, or are we?
Yeah, of
are we
course.
stopped.
No, you haven't stopped moving.
Okay,
We're just calling out between the caravans.
cool.
Mhm. So some time will pass, and a couple more days along puts you to the 26th of July, and you continue further north until you arrive at another Legion fortress. This one is very much identical to the one that was blocking the entrance into the Protean Empire outside of Golgothia. So it's laid out the exact same way. So you think that the Legion probably has a standard fortress just design that they build.
Mm-hmm.
The only real difference here is the banners are different. This one has, instead of cerulean blue, this one has a deep, almost like a Prussian blue banner.
Ooh,
And
Prussian
it
blue.
has a falcon that is a silver swooping falcon with a spear pointed down behind it.
Oh. Okay.
And its banners fly off of the walls here.
And this represents
I think just the Legion.
just Legion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like-
it's their legionary banner.
That's just their logo.
So this is the
Copyright.
sixth. This is the 6th Legion.
So,
Copyright 6th Legion, 768 Third Era.
how would you say that word? Legio
Which word?
or Legio?
Legio.
Yeah. Like-
Lego.
I'll take either of them. See, the
Legio
beautiful thing
my
about
ego?
Latin. The beautiful thing about Latin is that everyone that speaks it's dead. So
So no one's
They
gonna
can't
get
correct
offended.
us.
no one's gonna correct you. So say it how you want.
Legio my eggio.
There you go.
I like it.
Yep.
Cool.
So unlike the previous fort, these guys don't seem to have any interest in stopping you.
Okay,
So-
cool.
Okay,
Wonderful.
You guys can just keep going right on past it.
sure will.
And we're sure that Petravian's not he was taken to like Prota, right?
Yeah, he was taken
Yeah,
to
he was
the-
taken to.
That was it.
Yep.
That's
yeah,
what we were
he was-
told.
Okay.
They said that they whisked him away to the Eternal City, so he is in Prota proper.
Just want to double check so we're not accidentally skipping over him.
If I recall, the
I mean, you might
Arcania-
be. They
Arcania
could've
Oh yeah,
fortress-
they could have lied to us, but also he could be in Ravensnook for all we know. Maybe that's why they say it's cursed, so no one goes there and checks.
Yeah,
but,
could be.
You know, fucking,
It's a
we're just
black
gonna have to
site.
take the dude on his word.
Ravensnook is a black site.
We didn't sense motive. Oh no!
You didn't? No, no one sets motive on the guard.
Diplomacy
They-
check was
they
fairly
wouldn't
high.
lie.
He had no reason to lie.
No, they're not gonna lie. They're guards.
Yeah, but that's what people
I mean,
say
really,
about
though.
me, and I lie like half the time.
Oh god.
No, he does really like he had nothing to gain from not telling us the truth because like the truth sucked, right? Like the story that he told us wasn't convenient. It was like, oh no, he's been teleported to literally the opposite side of the country, and you're not allowed to do the same. I think that was probably already inconvenient enough to be the truth.
Well, let's hope so.
All right. So if no one is going to stop at the Legion Fortress, which there's really much reason to do so, you guys can continue on, and you will eventually, on the following day, which will put you on the 27th of July, your group will arrive in the next city to the north, Durgost. So what you see is a large town that sits in a wide valley here. A large lake sits to the east, surrounded on two sides by mountains. White marble aqueducts pull in water from springs in those mountains and runs a river of fresh, clean water into the city here. The city is organized around a large collection of manufacturing houses, factorums they're called. Goods from all around this region are brought here for processing into useful items and then shipped across the empire and beyond. The area itself is abuzz with activity, as many urban centers are, but this region seems particularly industrious and wealthy. Symbols of Voska mark banners and small shrines across the town. The sounds of production, hammer blows, timber saws, and auto looms can be heard almost everywhere. It is no wonder that this is where Ambaxius's caravan was bound for. The quality of goods here seem exceptional.
Oh, I'm so excited. Voska! Oh! Gods.
All the manufacturing has just got Lovette excited just by like proximity industry here.
Yeah, this appears to be an industrial hub. So, welcome to Durgost.
Well, seeing all of the god symbols, Kurla will turn to Raisin Millet. So this is your kind of town by the looks of things.
Any town that involves gods is my kind of town. You know this.
Right, yeah, I know that at this point.
But I am excited. You are correct. If you were
This one
asking that.
This one a particular friend of yours?
They're all friends of mine.
I know, but you know, are you on particularly?
I'm
don't
on
quite, I
good
still don't
terms
quite
with all the
understand that.
gods. And probably more so with Terrace now after that scene, so. Very good.
I'm
Voska
just
is
trying to
wonderful.
understand. All right.
I don't create a lot of things personally, but I usually give good fortunes to those who do create things, so it's like give and take, you know?
And how are you doing with that? You know, the whole giving away the fortunes, not charging for them.
Oh, I fucking hate it. Yeah, it sucks.
Hey, you seem to be doing all right with it, though. I mean, from a distance, and you know, I was trying to cheer you on a little bit there. Yeah, I'm very proud of how you're doing there.
Thanks.
Or I'm not proud. Are you all right?
Oh, it's fine. It's just like I don't know. It makes me feel like child when you word it like that.
I mean, you understand that I care about you, right? And that this
yes,
is
but,
something
like,
that might be helping you.
Still, pride in someone is I don't know. I usually feel like that is for someone who is younger. You know?
Do you want me to not be proud of you then?
Just maybe not use the phrasing, I guess.
Oh, right. I'll try and think of a better way of saying it. Nothing comes to mind immediately. I'm sorry if I was making you uncomfortable there, Rez.
A lot of this is uncomfortable. Getting, being put on display with all of it, getting told about it more, it's embarrassing, I should say.
I can understand that. If you want me to stop bringing attention to it, I absolutely will. But you know, I just worry about you, and if this is helping you, you know, ultimately. To
Who
settle
knows?
whatever. If it's helping you get settled with whatever needs to get settled, then I'm just glad of it, even though it's difficult for you.
It is fine. All of it is fine in the end. It's a little, it feels like it goes against my nature, but I am okay in the end. Like, I have been doing this for so many years. Doing something that's against my nature, sure, it feels wrong. But, I will be okay if nothing happens.
Just know that I'm here for you, alright? And if I can help you, just, you know, you only need to ask.
Sorry, there's a lot of dust in the air. But I don't think this is something you can help with, Kurla. I appreciate it nonetheless, but I think this one is on me.
Alright. I'm here for you.
I know.
Just so long as you know that.
I do. Trust me. It is how it is.
So, as you guys enter the town, Ambaxius and his caravan are going to peel off, and they are going to circle their wagons and set up in the alienage at the south side of town.
Aliens.
I was gonna say, what do they make in the alien age?
The alienage is where the foreigners stay.
Ah, okay.
So that's where his caravan is going to be based, and if anyone wants to stop and ask, he'll let you know that they're going to stay here for the next couple of days. They're going to sell anything they can, buy new products from this place, hire new people, and then turn around and make the trip back to Icomius.
So this
It's
is
a
where
pleasure
we will
working with you.
be parting ways?
Mm-hmm. This is the end of the line for their caravan.
Well, I'd like to properly say goodbye to Naomi, probably then.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Naomi will fling themselves into a hug to each of you.
Aww.
It
Yeah,
was
but
good
what
traveling
about
with
that?
you.
It was good traveling with you. Thank you. Thank you for everything. I won't ever forget what you've done.
We won't ever forget you.
And, you know, try and keep in touch and let us know how you're doing. And if you need more help from us, you only have to ask, you know.
Sure thing.
Do you want to send some letters?
I'm gonna give her the address of my workshop, my business.
Mm-hmm.
Send them here and I'll reply.
Okay, I'll do that. It may be harder to reach me with a letter. Sorry, I
Oh, I won't reply by letter. I'm going to be using sending.
Oh,
But I
Alright.
figure the letter's more convenient for you.
yeah, that's true. Well, good luck with everything, and I hope you find your friend.
We will.
We will. Hopefully in one piece.
Yeah, or a couple taken out. Could be funny. But,
Depends which pieces. We might need them.
She will wish you all the best of luck, and
I will miss you.
she'll miss you too.
I'll give her a tight squeeze and then let her go.
Mm-hmm. All right. So with that, you guys have run of the town if you want to do anything else or purchase anything. Otherwise, the road west beckons.
What time of day is it?
Midday.
Okay, so we could probably head out again.
Yeah.
Before we depart the caravan, Kurla will seek out the chap that they brought back from the dead, the skinless, eyeless chap,
Oh,
Yummy!
who may or may not be the same person who got ridiculously over-bandaged because of the finger splinter. Either way, Kurla will seek out one or both of them, depending on whether they're the same person.
Yeah, we'll say
but
it's the
they'll-
same guy.
Excellent.
Well,
For
we'll
fun.
combine these things.
Just to check in on them and, you know, bid them farewell and sort of wish them well.
They'll thank you and tell you that they owe you a debt that they have no way of ever repaying, but they'll do their best, and they'll name their first child after you.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
Shit.
adorable.
Like, thank you. Only my first child. After you walk away, they're like, what's their name? What am I naming my kid? I never actually asked. I was too embarrassed after being brought back from the dead.
Their name was Fiona, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure they
no.
said
Something like
Fiona.
that.
Someone said
That's-
Fiona,
Yeah,
That's very
someone
kind of
definitely
you.
said Fiona.
and that's like no one we're traveling with right now, right, guys?
Right,
Yeah.
Would you mind doing me a favor and maybe just changing the K for a V and you know, Verla is my sister. She died a while ago. If you're gonna name anyone in their honor, in someone's honor, it just should be her, not me. If that's all right with you.
Of course.
Right. Take
That's
care.
a beautiful
you know.
name. Thank you.
Best wishes to you. Stay alive. You know. Keep your skin on.
Jesus Christ!
Kurla's not good at
Oh
this.
my god.
Triggering some PTSD there. Ooh.
He's like,
We're not joking about that yet, right? You know what?
maybe
You're gonna be all right. I promise you. In time, that'll be funny. Comedy is just tragedy plus time. That's what I've been told. And
It's not
and
enough
Kurla
time.
And currently
how
the
that
time
works.
currently the time is 0, which equals 0 funny.
All right. Well, so you say your goodbyes, and your group splits off from the caravan. You are in the town of Durgost. Is there anything you'd like to do before you head west?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do, Beardy.
Are you gonna do some fortunes?
Yeah. 31
while-
again.
So while that is happening, is anyone else wanting to do anything?
Vera will
kind
just
of.
be walking around. Sorry, Vera's just going to be walking around, looking and seeing if anything's out of the ordinary. Anything's kind of
Mhm.
catches her eye around this town.
Okay. I mean, aside from just, it's a very industrious place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people working, and you're going to notice. Well, give me a perception check, and I'll let you know what you notice.
You got it. Boom.
It's not very difficult to tell,
That's a 21.
Okay.
but you don't actually.
Fuck off.
Oh,
no.
Sorry,
sorry.
you rolled your average roll.
I did. A 3.
A beautiful, beautiful 3.
Beautiful, beautiful 3. So because of that, yeah, you're not gonna notice. It just looks like a place where everybody's working really hard.
How are you?
I
this
mean, and coming
magical?
from a beehive sort of society, you kind of admire that.
Which place?
This whole place
Oh,
is
the
like
whole
working
city.
really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to see if I could converse with any craftsmen, any higher level craftsmen, just because Lovette's a craftsman herself and is curious on like the similarities and differences, and just trade and talk.
Okay. So you strike up a conversation with a couple of people who look like they know what they're doing, who are
and
sort
aren't
of
too busy at the moment.
and aren't too busy. They were sort of like enjoying a break, and you get to talking to some people, and they introduce you to some other people, and then before you know it, you're invited into one of the manufactums nearby,
Okay.
and you're taken in, and it's like this one appears to be like a weaponsmith of some form, but what's interesting is they're using magical processes to drastically speed up the whole creation process for these things. So rather than actually going through the normal forging process where you would take a piece of metal and then bang on it with a hammer and shape it into the right thing, somehow they're using magic to form the blades into the right shape, and then this entire contraption moves them over and dumps them like 6 at a time into this cooling oil, and then they're moved on these belts. I mean, the whole thing looks automated. It's ridiculous. Like, they're able to crank out an incredible amount of high quality weapons in very little amounts of time. And these manufactums are all around this part of the town, and they're making like standard issue legionary equipment here.
Very interested in that. I'll be
So they're-
taking
they're-
mental notes when I'm there to take physical notes later, because I don't want them to know I'm stealing their secrets.
Oh shit.
But yeah, it does look like they're using like heavily enchanted production methods here that would have been extremely expensive to set up.
Sure, but I'm a high level spellcaster at this point, so they might be still in reach.
True.
Is there a role for industrial espionage? Is that like a perception check or?
Well, I mean, are we talking about like sabotage or just learning their process?
Tools of
Oh,
the
just being
trade.
silly, but now I'm curious.
But no,
Stealing
I suppose
weapons.
you could pick up a thing or two if you wanted to spend some time here. But
Yeah,
just as a
I-
cursory tour, you're not going to get too much out of it.
No, but I'll get it.
You're going to get some ideas, but as far as like how it's actually done, like that might take a little longer.
Well, next time we find a library, I know what to look for.
Hmm.
But the other manufacturing facilities around here, those are going to be producing things like armor plates or shields or chainmail or any number of other items that would be used in mass by the nation.
Alrighty.
It's cool.
So,
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
so you spend a bit of time looking at that stuff, and then you find your way back to the rest of the party. Where
I
Riz is-
should do one question about how fine are they able to make things with that? How
It's-
fine do I get to see?
It's indistinguishable. Like they'll hand you one of the short swords.
Mhm.
These like wide bladed short swords
Mhm.
that they're just producing very quickly. They'll hand you one right off the end of the production line, and it's still like warm to the touch.
Right.
And you can take a look at it, and it is would be considered a mastercrafted weapon.
Damn. So definitely could create small parts with this method.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean
Fantastic.
it's able to mass produce mastercraft quality weaponry. But again, expensive
Yes.
to set up to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a
That
pretty
long-term-
enormous. Yeah, it's an enormous upfront investment to
Right.
set up something like this. But realize that you're in the largest empire in the world, who has access to incredible amounts of magic. So
Alrighty.
are they might be tied for size.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like square mileage wise, Kintao might be a roughly equivalent.
Yeah.
But it's
I think
close.
Kintao would be larger square mileage.
It's close.
Okay.
I've not done like the calculations or the math on
Well,
it. but
you
it's-
should.
I should do the math on it, but
You should
they're
know.
they're in the same neighborhood. Like they're definitely
Right.
equivalent they're equivalent in size and development. So
So just in general, the two big countries had a huge power struggle because, of course, they
Yeah.
did.
yeah, I
Mhm.
mean they did. I mean that's what made the Deadlands.
Yeah.
That resolved with nukes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It resolved in magic nukes,
nukes.
and yeah, and then the
Magic
Deadlands happened.
nukes.
and that's where our story started way back in the day. So after you're done with your tour, you get back to Old Town, and you find Riz wrapping up their session of fortune telling.
And you will have many children like you wish. It will be very good for you. Alright.
What?
Thank you.
Take
You
it
don't
easy,
have to
sit
pay
down.
me. You don't have to pay me. Thank
So I will actually ask for a perception check from Lovette and from Riz.
you. Oh,
during
for
this
me?
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you a
I've been
God.
rolling hot and it's scaring me.
39.
Okay, you both
32
succeed.
for me.
So Lovette and Riz, you both notice something interesting, and that is that there definitely seems to be a serious class divide in this place. In that there are definitely people here who are forced workers.
Ooh. Ooh.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this isn't something that Kurla picked up on?
You weren't really looking around at stuff too much, or
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
what were you doing this whole time? I guess
No,
if
I
you
was
were
just-
like,
Hanging out on the periphery, making sure Riz didn't get into any trouble.
okay, I mean, feel free to make a roll.
No,
Perception.
they weren't looking around enough to check. I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but with Riz interacting with so many different people, and with Lovette going on a tour of the manufacturing district,
Gotcha.
I imagine
They
it's
kinda
super
solve
apparent to
more of
me
them.
with like the people I'm not talking to all seem to be having something in common about how much
Mhm.
fun they're having.
And one thing you're going to notice is that all of those people are wearing a similar piece of equipment on. They have these. It's almost like a necklace, but it has a board on it that hangs sort of above the middle of their chest, and it has a name on it. It has their like a name written on it. They're essentially wearing name tags.
How big is this
Probably
board on their
prisoners.
chest?
It's only maybe like an inch tall by 2 inches wide, maybe.
Oh, so like a dog tag.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty small. But
Okay,
they just
sorry.
they're like,
With your gestures, it seemed like they were really big, like almost torturous. So I was like,
no.
I
They're,
didn't think
they're fairly small, and they're big enough to contain like a name, and that's
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
So yeah, you can think of them as almost like the size of like maybe like a med alert bracelet, or like a dog tag is a good example.
Yeah.
Right? So they're about that size. They're like punched metal.
Mhm.
Oh God. I want to bring it up to Vera, but she's gonna rain hell then, so I don't want to bring it up to Vera.
That's why I'm not gonna bring it up yet.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep quiet about it, but I'm gonna keep a mental note.
Same.
Not thrilled about it personally.
Mm-hmm.
This place is super neat. I worked in the manufacturing field.
You know what? For the people who do approach me with the name tags, once I notice that, I will actually use my fate points when I'm giving them fortunes.
Okay.
Give them something nice.
Improve their fortune just a little bit more than my fucking lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how your thing is, I'm not gonna charge money for these fake tips.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was my livelihood before, you guys.
It's true.
Charlatan.
Man, I wish I could get paid doing that. I feel
Right?
like it would be not that hard.
Not here, it seems. Seems like people want to give me money in this fucking empire.
Really.
Ugh. Why
Please,
didn't they
lie to me.
transport to here? Jesus Christ. Alright,
Well-
so
well,
we'll reconvene eventually, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you reconvene. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
another boring town. Let's keep moving.
Of
Oh, I
course.
not buying it all. It was super cool.
All right. So you just you talk about whether the town was boring or not as you travel west of it,
Mhm.
and what you find is that the road west of Durgost is well patrolled
Mm-hmm.
and passes by a large forest to the northeast. The following day, you cross a wide river via a well-engineered and maintained bridge. A small camp of soldiers are stationed here, but they give you no call to stop. Beyond, the land curves upward to a plateau of more wide grassy land dotted with farms and ranches. Eventually, your two wagons come to the city of Augusti.
Ooh. Augusti.
While we're in transit, actually, I want to approach Riz at some point. Yeah.
Lisa, I have something that you might be an expert on. I would like to know.
Go on.
After our expedition in Delghost, I'm curious about Vatra. I was wondering if you knew anything about him.
What do you mean?
I mean, I was raised in a Shamish family, so all of the industries that I was raised around was focused on the business side of things. I didn't really think about the god who would endorse my creativity. And I'm curious about it.
You are curious whether or not,
Well, I guess whether or not it's right for me. There was a lot of the manufacturing there was up my alley, so to speak.
Are you asking about Voska or about Petravian?
What?
I'm confused what the question is, per se.
What is the name? What is the name of the god in the town we just left?
Voska?
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
the
the
god of
one.
manufacturing.
Vaska, yes, Vaska.
Sorry, I thought you were saying Petra.
No. Vaska.
So you want to know more about him?
Yes. If you know Mal.
Yeah, it'd be great if that wiki part was filled in, wouldn't it? Hey, Beardy! What do I know about Vaska?
You know that Vaska is the youngest child of Eden.
Okay.
Vaska is, in a lot of ways, the youngest or newest god. Which is to say, they're still older than anyone else, right? But Vaska represents sort of a refinement on Eden's belief system, whereas Eden is about the creation of life. Vaska is about the creation of objects. So it's the same sort of creation, but just in a different expression. So it's taking creative impulses and making things instead of making life.
That sounds super cool to live at.
And that's...
Yeah, so it's a, you know, a lot of artists, craftsmen, anyone like that, they're going to worship Vaska, or at least have some lip service toward Vaska.
And that's kind of what it's all about. I mean, I thought I had mentioned it a long time ago that I thought Vaska would fit better for you, but
I needed to see it firsthand, I suppose. I didn't really understand.
that is okay. That is what religion can do for people. Did you see how amazing that place was?
It was really pretty crazy. And I've a lot of interesting notes. And some of them include not using prisoners as slaves. But,
Yes, I noticed that as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it seems like that this face is all about improvement, so there's always room for that.
So, just to make sure, do you say the S word around Vera?
Yeah, are we next
I
to
am
Vera?
hanging out at Riz's cart. I'm flying
okay.
next to them when this conversation's
Gotcha. I
happening.
just wanted to make sure, because if it's close enough, I would have liked Vera to make a perception check to see.
No, I'm very conscious about that part.
They caught the S word. Okay.
Yeah.
Slug?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they were gross.
The
They were the
cure
worst.
diseases, but they're very important to the
God damn it.
ecosystem.
Slugs.
Yeah, don't eat them. They're full of nasty things.
How do you worship Vaska? What do I do for that?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know if I should have asked that one in or out of character, but
It's okay. This one doesn't have a wiki entry yet, so...
I feel like just making creation.
Yeah, but
sounds
isn't it just creating
I would
things
think
and
so.
distributing that creation to other people?
Yeah, it's honing your craft is in itself an act of worship.
Well, that works out for me.
Doesn't
I need to,
it?
like, milk it?
Yeah. So it's less. So whereas Shamish is about taking your time and making it profitable, Vaska is about using your time to hone your skill to make the world a better place.
And that's
the same
pretty
thing,
much
also.
what it's about.
Thank you. I'm going to give this a lot of thought.
Well, I got the symbol right here, and Riz will kind of knock on one of the sides of the Vardo.
Yeah. I might, if it's okay, I might ask if I could have one in my room in the Valdo.
Where would you like it in your room?
Probably just over the desk. That's okay.
You got it.
Thank you.
If there's any help you need with anything at all, just let me know, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much.
And Riz kind of glances over at Kurla for a moment, because of course we ride next to each other. Looks a little embarrassed, but looks back at Lovette.
Kurla just gives you a small, just sort of nod, as in, yeah, I heard all of that, but it's not really any of my business, so I'm not going to opine on it one way or the other.
I know things have been rough since your changes when we were down below, downstairs, whatever. How are you doing emotionally?
I don't know, I'm not really thinking about it if I can help it. We've been really busy and that's been easier to distract me. I don't really know. It's a weird experience. It was this thing that was hanging over me for all of my life, and then like that it was over and I was not a part of it anymore. I don't know, I'm still processing, I guess. But thank you for
Understand.
asking.
Well, I mean, I look different to every single person I meet, yes?
Yeah, I guess.
I do.
I mean, I take your word for it. You look the same to me.
Yes, but I look differently from
I believe you.
Kurla. But it's all the same. I have been met with so much different reactions over the years. I have never, in a long time, I have not actually cared so much about other people seeing me other than slight excitement because I like knowing what kind of person they are. But it's not a part of my identity in a way because of that.
Well, unfortunately, it's kind of been a big part of mine.
But all I am saying is it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I know. I just spent about a part of half of essentially being made fun of for the size of my legs.
Half a century?
And for close to.
So about 50 years.
The majority of my life, yes.
No,
Yeah.
just correct me if I'm wrong. Gnomes usually live around like 300 years?
When the ones that get really old.
You have so much
you
more
don't-
to look forward to, Lovette. 50 years is
Right.
nothing.
I guess so. I don't know what that some my all contains, but I guess you're right.
I guess in a way, I don't want to dismiss what happened to you. It was terrible, and obviously it's affected you, but don't let it be the thing that stops you from improving yourself. Your craft, yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let it weigh you
thank you.
down.
Obviously, that's a little easier all said than done, but yeah.
True.
I'm fine.
But I believe in you. You
Yeah.
can do this.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
They just kind of nod and face forward, unsure how to deal with the end of a conversation.
I'll just float back next to Vera for another charming conversation, I'm sure.
So you're asking about slugs before, right? Like,
I wasn't asking. Are you gonna tell me about slugs now?
well, I can tell you a few things, and I'll trail off about slugs and a bunch of different ways
Okay.
that they're helpful to the ecosystem. Which ones not to touch.
Banana slugs
It's
are
not along
Yeah.
the whole time.
Well,
Wow.
So Vera explains about slugs as your small two-wagon caravan moves onward, and you arrive at a moderately sized city, sitting here among a grassy expanse. Yeah. Rich farmland coupled with dense groundwater, as well as profitable stone quarries nearby, made this settlement grow and prosper. The old town sits in the center, clad in marble, with wide streets and forums. Statues of various historical figures dot the streets. A large citadel sits in the northwest of town, bearing the imperial colors flag. You have arrived in Augusti. The people here seem productive and happy. The area is well patrolled by legionnaires dressed in dark blue.
Okay. So, like, is the blue getting darker and darker the closer we're getting to Prota?
It does seem to be the case, yeah. It
Okay.
does seem to be getting
Just-
darker the closer you're getting to Prota.
Just checking. What
Yep.
colors was... Petravian wasn't wearing Protean armor when he met us in Season 1, I should say.
In Season 1, no.
Okay.
No, he had already switched over to wearing the Edenite
Edenite
armor.
armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious, because I was like, man, this bitch ain't in blue at all.
He,
No. But
he is
re-
blue, so.
He is blue.
yeah, remember that offensive soldiers, which is what he would have been part of, they always wore shades of red.
Okay.
Defensive soldiers wear shades of blue.
Okay, okay.
And I mean, even if he were wearing the armor, he could have pretty easily changed the cloth parts out for Eden cloth parts and would have changed
Yeah.
the color.
Which is probably what he did, actually. But
I've already got this really great armor. What do I do, Corona?
well, waste not, want not. Let's just dye that fabric.
Wow, Corona, you really sound like a hick.
You know it.
Well, golly gee,
Golly gee golly.
Jup, when did you get here?
I'm gonna go into
Ye
a tree
gods.
now.
That's not Jup. You be nice to my boy. He is the most wonderful person I know.
So, anything you want to do in Augusti while you're here?
Well, once
It
again,
is a wealthy trade town.
Oh boy, Vera's favorite.
yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
it's at least something that is applicable to her because she can get stuff. So you said this is a big trade town?
Yeah, it's pretty good sized. Yeah, it's bigger than the last town you were just in.
All right. So first of all, I'd like, once again, just looking outside of the carriage, seeing the people, see if there's any issues. I see like any squabbles.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'd like to go to a market district.
Okay. Yeah, there's a very large market in the old Augusti part of town. So whereas Durgost is a manufacturing city, Augusti seems to be a city about raw materials. So here they're gathering a lot of raw materials and selling them. So there's like a large bulk market. So if you ever needed to buy like a ton of grain, you can come to Augusti and do that.
What god? What god? Is there a god? Is there a god that they selectively
Is
worship?
there a god for this? They selectively worship? No.
Uh-huh.
No, sorry, no selective god worship in Augusti. There are statues all over the place of various like influential Proteans that lived for the last 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So you can see statue work all over the place with inscriptions and plaques commemorating them to certain things. Public buildings that are dedicated to certain people that lived hundreds of years ago, things like that.
Buildings. Have
Like
we
I
got
said,
a library?
A lot of the buildings are clad in marble, and the streets are very wide and well maintained.
Yeah, do they have a library?
Yeah, there's a
That
library
we're
in
allowed to
town.
use, I suppose. I don't know if public.
That's a better
libraries-
question.
Is it a
You could
Yeah.
try.
public library?
There are no public libraries.
Yeah, I didn't
mean,
think so.
There, how to put this? There are public libraries. They do exist. Yes, there is a public
Yes.
library in town.
Every library is public if you have a lockpick.
So
thought
there
we
is a
don't-
public library if you'd like to go to it. Yes.
I mean, if I'm not, if like I'm explicitly not allowed in I mean, I guess if they call it a private library, right? Then that's self.
Yeah, but no,
Implicative.
it's a public library, so you
Okay.
can read that on the sign out front.
Sure, I'll see what they've got because I want to see if there's any information on those manufacturing processes here.
Okay.
I'm gonna just
So
check
you-
basically every library we come
Sure, sure.
across.
So what this building looks like is it's up a flight of these big marble stairs. It's a very wide building with these beautiful columns in the front. I mean, it's really, it looks like this fantastic library made of marble and white stone. You walk up to the front of it, and the doors are currently standing open, and inside you can see rows and rows of bookshelves on like 2 or 3 different levels from where you're standing. It's hard to tell just how big it is inside. And you step inside, and that feeling when you signed the role to get into the country, you had a feeling of like some sort of energy washing over you. As you walk into this building, you feel that feeling again. But you're standing now inside the public library.
Oh, okay. So like someone's just watching her.
But it doesn't stop me.
No, doesn't stop you.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll go to the library and ask if there's any books on manufacturing.
Sure. So as you're walking over to the nearest librarian, the librarian's actually going to look up and start walking over to you, kind of intercept you.
Oh, good. Hello.
Oh, hello. Pardon
Oh,
me.
boy.
It,
You too, huh?
Outstanding.
it does seem that there's a bit of a confusion here. I'm afraid that this is a public library, you see.
So, yeah, well, okay, it clearly is a confusion. I'm very confused.
Mm-hmm.
Could you please elaborate, please?
Well, it seems you're not a citizen, you see. And, well, that means you're not really part of the public.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Your name Diliv, by the way?
Well, almost.
No, is it the Levios?
You got it!
Oh,
Wow! Got it
yeah.
in your second guess. That's
Yeah.
really great.
It's crazy.
What
My name
the
is Lovette.
Fuck.
Wait,
Wow.
like, if I can't be here, I will show myself out. I was just looking for some books in manufacturing. There's no chance I could get a look at some quick before I
Oh,
go
I'm
in.
afraid not. Very much
Alright.
against the rules. If you're not a
Well,
citizen, you can't even really be in here. Better not let any of the soldiers see you.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's appreciate that.
Oh,
Don't want to
no
break the
worries.
rules.
You gotta
Alright.
follow those rules best you can.
Well, take care, the Levios.
See you later, Lovette.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
Why did I give him my name?
What is happening?
Det Levius. Love it.
Are you proud of yourself?
Thank you for that, Beardy. Thank
Yeah,
you
I'm
so
proud of
much.
myself. Yes, I'm proud of myself.
Disgusting.
I was gonna try Deep Levian next, if that didn't work.
All right. So yeah, it does appear that the public library is for citizens only, and apparently public. If it has the word "public" in front of it, it is implied that it is paid with public funds and intended for citizen use.
Okay.
If it's open for everyone, it'll have the term "free" in front of it.
So, Vera's in the market and is going to start asking around. Right, where can I find a store for more enhanced magical artifacts or scrolls?
Okay. Yeah, they'll direct you to a magic store. Some place that will sell various magical accoutrements. What are you looking for specifically?
I am looking for that scroll of limited wish. Is that what it's called?
Oh, the limited
Yeah.
wish scroll. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 7th level spell. I believe it's going to be 2,250 gold to purchase one of those.
All right, I would like to buy 2.
You'd like to buy 2.
I would.
Just in
Dang,
case.
all right. So that's going to be 4,500 gold. So you can go ahead and remove that from your character sheet and add.
4,500?
Yep, and I will put them in your inventory.
You got it.
One moment.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you got it.
Got it.
You got the force.
4500.
Yep, 4500, and that is going to be Scroll of Limited Wish times 2. There we go.
I did
It is in
minus
your inventory now.
there and did not subtract anything.
Say what?
I could
Sometimes
just
it doesn't work.
I can just do minus 4500, right?
Yeah. So your current gold value. Read it out to me.
Is 27,992.
Cool.
Thank you. I don't
Alright,
know.
it should have
I can't do
updated,
it
I
myself
believe.
anymore.
That's
yeah, I did.
strange. Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Cool. So there may have been a permission hiccup when I updated version, so we'll figure it out later. But anyways, you got those 2 scrolls now. Is there anything else anyone wants to do in Augusti?
As we're on our way out, Kurla's going to turn to Riz. So if anyone else has anything to do in the town, sorry, you should go ahead.
Vera will head back because nothing else that she's noticed that needs her attention.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I'll back as well.
Cool. So you guys head west out of town, and Kurla turns to Riz and says,
So Riz, you remember a little while back when you did the old discern next of kin business and found out that that man that I'm related to is somewhere in this general. Would you mind doing that again? I'm just curious if
Sure.
we're any closer.
Oh,
or...
yes, of course.
Thank you,
And-
appreciate it.
Well, since you always ask me, I will ask you. May I touch you, I guess?
Oh yeah.
Alright, wonderful. And Riz will kind of cup the sides of your face.
Which
And
might be turning slightly hotter and slightly darker shade of green.
and they'll cast Discern Next of Kin and kind of look for Kurla's dad specifically.
"Okay,
Because we know where their mom is, so it's fine.
right, okay." You cast Discern Next of Kin.
Mhm.
And what you find is Kurla's father exists, is alive, and 800 or so miles to the northwest.
Okay, so we're on the right path then.
So probably in the city.
Looks like we're about 800 or so miles up to the way to the city, it looks like.
So we might actually be in Prota proper.
I mean, it's where we're going anyways.
Well, that's going to be interesting if we do find him. But anyway, thank you. Appreciate it. That's, well, oh yeah, that's not looking forward to that one.
As your group continues... Oh, go ahead.
We'll find out when we find out.
I'm just trying to focus on Petravian. It's just, thank you for answering the question, but Petravian's more important. We need to find him and get him out of there before they do something horrible to him.
Well, he is the goal currently. Is he not?
Aye.
Is everything alright?
Hey, I don't know. It's the closer we get, and the more bad memories back, you know, when everything went down, the more they're bothering me, and I'll be fine. I'm fine. I'm always fine. We'll save Petravian. We'll find his brother. Perhaps we'll find my old man. Perhaps we won't. It doesn't really matter if we don't. And you know, we'll come back and we'll sort out that weird curse town. Everything's gonna be fantastic, you know. And we'll fix the Deadlands while we're at it too. Why not? While we're on a roll.
Are you putting too much stress, weight of the world on your shoulders, Kurla?
Yeah, I might be catastrophizing a little bit, yeah.
Just a little, okay.
Just a tiny bit, yeah.
Got it. Perhaps it is time to let it roll off your back then.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that. Yeah, no problem at all. Oh, easy. Kurla will just sort of trail off.
Alright.
Give a gentle pat to the shoulder, unsure how to help.
They'll lean into the pat.
Okay, they'll probably put their arm around you then.
Yay.
Well, your group continues west out of Augusti, and you find the roads here to be busy with traders and travelers, pilgrims and poets. People of all walks of life and descriptions choke this road to the west. As you see, this is where lots and lots of people are traveling west toward the Eternal City. And as your group is traveling along this road, you see various groups of people going to Prota for different reasons. Some of them are on foot, some of them are moving just a slower pace than you. So you're passing quite a lot of travelers as you go. There's also a lot of traffic coming in the opposite direction, merchants and things like that. And as you're traveling, one of the groups you see is a large troop of orcs wearing strange armor and carrying obsidian swords and spears as you're walking. And
Wait, is this like the same kind of orcs that like season 1 group fought?
They had obsidian weapons.
Yeah.
And as you are coming up to this group of orcs, that's where we're going to pause for a short break.
Ow.
Magic.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's good to see you again.
Yowdy. Alrighty.
Let's do this.
Oh yes.
Let's roll, everybody. So just to reiterate, before we left off, the group had just left the town of Augusti and were traveling west toward Prota. And they came across a bunch of different travelers. Namely, in this case, a troop of orcs carrying obsidian spears and swords and wearing strange-looking armor. Now, they're marching in the same direction you guys are traveling. You're just moving faster than they are, so you're going to pass them.
As we pass them and we see them, Kurla is going to reach back and flip up the hood and I think nuzzle a little bit closer to Riz.
Is everything
For
okay?
Comfort and for hiding. I've never actually spoken to an actual, full-on orc before, and I really don't know if the stories about our ancestors in my village are true or not, and I just don't want to find out. It's kind of just I'm nervous,
Well, do you want to meet them?
No.
Why
Yes,
not?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Hello?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the orcs turns and looks at you. What?
Oh, we were just saying hello. It is good to pass by, yes? How are all of you?
It looks at all the other comrades and then looks back at you. We're on our way to Prota.
Oh, what for?
It sort of puffs its chest up a little bit with pride,
Mm-hmm.
and you see now that you're side by side with this person, you can see that they're wearing this large badge that hangs on their armor
Okay.
that has the imperial seal on it.
So they work for Prota?
We have been hired. We are going to make quite a lot of coin for our tribe.
Nice.
They're working for...
Yeah, it sounds like they're mercenaries. Good job, you guys. It's always good to see people who also work, I guess.
Wait, I thought you hated the Proteans. And then Kurla will clamp the hands over their mouth.
You say that to the orc? Sorry, that was really
I said that
quiet.
to the orcs before I
Yeah,
could
the
stop
orc.
myself.
The orc will laugh and says, "Of course, but who has the most gold?"
What does that mean? Just that, in general, they're of course gonna have the most gold because they're the largest.
Yes. If we wish to make lots of gold, our options are either to work for them or try to fight them.
Yeah,
And he
fighting them sounds
gestures-
exhausting.
He gestures broadly to everything. And how shall I fight something this size?
He's got the point.
No. 'Tis easier to wear their badge and make lots of coin easily. Their warriors are meek. They hire us because we are ferocious and powerful.
Well, you have your
Right,
answer, Kurla.
Yeah, and how do you feel about half-orcs?
The orc kind of looks at you. It's like,
Kurla shrinks back into the hood even further.
was your mother a woman from Quadrivium about 20 years ago?
I beg your pardon?
Was your mother from Quadrivium about 20 years ago?
I don't know what you're driving at there, but no.
Well, then I don't much care about half-orcs.
But you
Doesn't
would
sound
if it
like
was
it's any-
yours.
Doesn't sound like you're any responsibility of mine. And the other half-orcs, the other orcs in the troop laugh.
Just can't help but imagine them laughing in unison, just ho ho ho.
Oh, 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 oh. Yeah.
Like
Fair
fucking
enough.
Tim Allen?
Yeah. Like a bunch of Tim Allens, yeah.
So you said they are decked out like the orcs that we ran into in campaign 1.
Oh, similar to, yeah.
Yeah, sitting next to her, I'm like,
Holy shit, Val, that takes you back, huh? That's crazy.
Not a good place.
I mean, I don't know, we could easily take them now.
Well, yeah, you have Archie with you, right?
Yeah. Hi, LG.
Wait, do you have Archie out?
yeah, when we're on the
Archie's out.
road,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you
I
were.
put them
To
back
bring
when we get
fear
close
into
to
our
cities.
enemies' hearts.
I mean, because I'm like, you know what? It's a little risky, but I'm not gonna deny him this incredible journey because it's a little risky.
I'm not going to deny him this for the betterment of the journey.
I mean, sure, he's Lovette's more concerned about his development.
I mean, he hasn't really talked to us since that one night where Riz gave him his fortune finally.
I mean, yeah, I imagine we've been talking with us a little bit, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
At least when Moira was around, when she was riding on his shoulder.
Rip
But I mean,
Moira.
like, you haven't really talked to him about that incident since.
No.
Okay.
They are not
I
at all
figured
what
he'll
I
talk
expect.
about it when he's ready.
That's most we'll just have them pass and just keep an arm on your crossbow, right?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are passing them. They're on foot,
Correct.
so they're moving significantly slower than you guys. So you're currently driving past them on the road.
Still passing, in a sense.
Like trains in the night.
Mm-hmm.
They are not at all what I expected, Riz. I mean, a sense of humor. That's not anything that was ever attested to.
In the cult you grew up in?
Hey, no, don't go cult. All right, fine. No, it was a fucking cult. You're
Like,
right.
I'm just saying, you literally have told me that you haven't actually, like, learned the actual truth from where you grew up.
No, it was a fucking cult. You're right. There's no nice way of putting it. And yeah, I mean, as much as I've learned being out with you lot, it's hard to view it in any other way. I have to question everything they taught us, and fancy that. Orcs, actual orcs, and you know, they're not ripping our heads off. That's refreshing. That's nice.
Have you said this is your first time meeting orcs? You just thought they were gonna just rip our heads off when we met them?
Yes. I mean, that's what we were told, that they were, you know, that they hated anything that wasn't an orc, and, you know, that if we ever encountered them, we would, as half-orcs, they would hate us on sight and, you know, and sacrifice us to their god, that kind of thing. It got pretty dark in my little cult. Were you not aware of that?
No, I I am aware of that part, but I'm a little concerned that you kept those concepts and were like, ah, yes, this must be the truth.
No, I mean, there's a difference between knowing, you know, okay, I've been lied to, I've been misled, and actually, you know, encountering the evidence on the road.
Well,
Seeing it firsthand and experiencing it firsthand, they're two very different things.
true, but
I'm not complaining, it's a good thing. I'm glad that they're not, you know, what I was led to think.
what do you think now?
I think it's quite a funny line, actually, now I think about it. No, I mean, you know, mother wasn't Quadrivian 20 years ago.
I mean, it's kind of cool that they would care about their spawn at least, so I'm happy.
Aye, that's,
Care the way you want.
I wonder what it's like to have kids.
No, I'm not going to be finding that one out anytime soon, let me tell you that.
That is your prerogative.
Aye, it's just... It's quite liberating, you know, to find out that you don't have to live in fear of something.
So
I don't
your
fear
wagon-
anything.
Your wagon train continues rolling forward, well past the orc
Oh, okay.
troop there. Oh, is there anything else you wanted to do with them?
It was just a bit.
Oh.
Bella, do you think they're the same walks?
I mean, I can't tell. I don't think there'd be anything to really gain from talking to him, though.
But I'm curious if they. Okay, I'm gonna try something.
I'm gonna just yell over my shoulder.
Love is dead. They didn't seem to react.
They don't have any reaction to that,
Okay, I don't think. they
aside
react.
from just confusion as to why this gnome is yelling at them.
In perfect Orcish, though. So at least it's that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very much so. Native speaking.
Definitely understood you.
Yeah, they understood everything you said. It just made no sense.
Didn't understand it.
Because it was gibberish.
Yeah.
So your wagons roll on past these guys, and a little bit more time passes, and you see something in the distance that's kind of strange looking. It's like a big green hill on the road that's moving. Again, in the same direction you're going, it's just slower than you.
That wasn't that strange until the very end of that. I was like, I don't know that is. Oh,
No,
yep.
big green hill, but it's moving, and it's also traveling northwest on this road.
What?
It's just moving a little bit slower than you guys.
Is it rocking or just like gliding?
It's kind of rocking back and forth, left and right as it moves. As you get closer, you realize it's not a big green hill, it's an enormous tortoise.
I don't know why I thought that, but I had a feeling.
Ji Shui?
grown so much.
Oh,
Here
Those
we
are
go
for
with
the original
jokes.
people
Yeah.
who've like
Make
heard the
jokes
lost
on
episode.
screen that literally
There's-
none of our audience.
Yeah, literally no
understands.
one else will see because
It's
that is all
okay,
buried
we
lore.
laughed. It matters.
That was a joke for
Sorry,
us. All right.
When you have buried anti-lore.
hmm
So what you see is up ahead a giant tortoise being ridden by a group of Kadali.
We finally get to see him.
We
Okay,
see the
there they are.
Kadali.
Yeah, and the tortoise itself is actually pulling a cart made of enormous bones, and inside the cart it is heaped with strange vegetables and herbs.
Oh.
But like I said, you guys are traveling a lot faster than this tortoise, so you're gonna be able to go up next to them and drive past
Yeah,
them.
we're
if
gonna
you want.
pass them.
Hilarious.
We,
Yeah.
we really need to save Petrevian, right? Right? Because otherwise, I really want to slow down and ask for a ride on that thing. It's amazing.
Why would you ride on it?
It just looks fun. I just like them. Don't you? Look, it's a tortoise, only it's massive. That's fantastic. I love it.
I mean, if that's something that is your thing, like, good for you. Not really for me, but I'm glad that he's bringing you joy.
It actually is. Holy shit.
You're smiling. Like it's
Am I
good. It's a good
smiling?
look. It's a good
I
look.
didn't even know my mouth could do that, to be honest with you.
Well, here. And Riz will put their hands on the side of your face again and kind of scrunch up your mouth even more to be smilier. Look how much you can smile.
And there's that green blush again, but yeah, they're now grinning like an idiot. Or, yeah.
I'm just saying. I like it when you smile. Like it when you're not smiling, but it's it's like
I mean,
a
I
good
like it when you
added
make me
flavor.
smile, so, and you do quite often, so.
I am glad.
How the hell are we gonna get past this fucking tortoise?
Just move the cart around, Vera.
Just go.
Just go around.
Also, you were one complaining about Bowling's hotel.
So, one of the Kadali is sitting on the edge of the shell of this tortoise, like legs dangling off the side of it. And it's like looking down at you guys as you go past. And it's smelling the air. What is that?
What is what?
Intoxicating smell.
Do we have any weird food on us?
Oh boy.
Kurla.
I've got. Yeah, Kurla will kind of reach into their pouch and pull out one of their 19 remaining pieces of really disgusting, months-old rotten meat. And hold
All
it up.
6 of the Kadali that are riding on this tortoise are going to move over to the side of the shell where you guys are passing, and they're going to look down at you.
You're talking about that?
Trade?
Trade for
Abs-
what?
We have herbs.
Is that it?
Yeah. They look at you like that's enough information.
And they're passing in the opposite direction, or we're passing?
No,
No, we're going the
you
same
guys are like
No, we're
same direction. You're just moving faster than they are, so you're kind of slowly passing them. And they're like looking down at you as you're passing them, and they're asking if you want to trade for that rotten meat.
Kurla is gonna kind of like turn to Riz and like give just like sidelong glance. Can we stay like 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes.
We can slow down, but we are going to move at like same pace as them, okay?
All right, if we can just match their pace for just 5 or 10 minutes. that's it.
Horse.
What language are they speaking, Beardy?
They're speaking Kadali.
Shit. I don't speak Kadali, and I haven't taken
Nah,
the bees.
They're
You
they're
haven't
speaking
drank
Draconian.
the Kool-Aid yet.
I'm joshing with you. They're
Okay.
speaking Draconian.
Well then, good, because I speak that one.
Now
Kurla
they
will-
have an accent in Draconian. There's a Kadali like subset of Draconian. They're
Is it
still
Draconian
speaking
or
Draconian,
Draconic?
but it definitely doesn't sound like Draconian. Like, if you speak Draconian, you can understand it, but you could think of it as sort of the similar as like, me speaking English versus an Irishman speaking English or a Scotsman
So
speaking
it's an
English,
accent.
or it's
Right.
an accent. It's
I
a
gotcha.
very I mean, honestly, it's probably even thicker than that. It would be like trying to understand someone speaking like a Jamaican English,
I
which
gotcha.
is still English, but damn is it hard to understand if you're a native English speaker from almost anywhere else.
It can be.
So,
Kurla will respond back in their best sort of book, Draconic, which is where they picked it up. I'll give you, I don't know, 5 what spices have you got on you?
herbs,
What herbs, sorry, have you got on you?
black lotus.
What?
No shit.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want
You
black
look-
lotus?
You look back at their wagon that they're pulling behind the tortoise, and it's like heaped with this black plant, like heaped with it, like almost like a hay bale sized stack of this stuff.
Well, I'm going to assume if they're on the roads with that much of it, that it's not an illegal substance in process.
I mean, these are lizard dudes riding a tortoise. Like,
Yeah,
who's to say?
Kind of obvious. Well,
Like, I guess they got past the checkpoint, but they don't seem
Yeah.
to give a shit what's legal or not. I would
That's,
say.
that's a mood. That's a mood.
The by the way, the giant tortoise is gonna like swing its head like slowly over, and kind of regard all of you. Just like look down at you,
So
and its
I gotta wonder.
mouth seems to be like permanently affixed in a big smile.
Kurla's gonna hold out like 5 pieces of the rotten meat and be like, "How if I give you this, can I ride with you for a few minutes?"
Oh my god.
I knew it.
So
Don't
one of
think
the,
you can tell
the Kadali are gonna kind of bundle up, like they're gonna huddle up and like hushedly talk at each other, like yeah. And then one of them's gonna look up at you, and then look back in and keep talking. And then they're gonna break, and one of them is gonna leap down onto the Vardo and like land, grab hold of Kurla,
Oh, bloody hellfire!
and then jump back over onto the tortoise. Where the other Kadali are just gonna grab all of the meat that
All
Kurla
of-
was holding.
Okay, all of it
and
that I
like-
was offering, not like all of it.
Well, all of it that was out.
Okay, got it. Fair enough.
They're gonna take all of that and just chomp it down, and they're gonna take you and plop you right in the middle of like the top of the shell, like the highest point of the tortoise.
This is the fucking greatest day of my life.
Vera's
They're-
gonna be
the Kadali
pissed.
are like squatted, like happily chewing on the rotted meat.
Kurla is just like arms up in the air, like I am the king of the world.
I assume that Vera and Lovette are behind Frizz's cart,
Yeah,
correct?
it's whatever you want.
Yeah, I actually assumed it was the other way around, that you guys were keep like leading.
Well,
the
actually,
pack and
Xeno's
the
been
Vardo was
saying that
following.
the Vardo's been leading
But
most of the
If the
time.
Vardo's, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. So, okay.
Beardy, you have made me so damn happy.
I have a question. I've been
Yeah.
wondering, how is Archie reacting to the giant tortoise and all this?
Archie is sitting quietly, watching all of this unfold, but
Oh, okay.
not doing anything.
Huh. Thought maybe he'd enjoy it too. Have a tortoise
mean,
his
who's-
size.
Who's to say that he's not enjoying it? But at the
I'm
same
not
Sure,
a
but I'd
kid
probably be
anymore,
like, holy
Mom.
shit.
Ugh. I can't
He's
just
not
look
like-
excited
I'm not-
about everything.
I like
I'm not
tortoises when I
into
was 5.
turtles. Yeah, I like tortoises when I was 5. I'm 6 now. God.
I just imagine that like Lovette looks over and goes like, "Archie, you should smile more."
Archie, look at the doggies. Archie, I see your size.
God, Mom, you don't understand.
You don't understand, Mom. I was into tortoises when I was like 4.
5.
God, I'm,
But by
I'm
the
6
time,
now. Come
by the
on.
time Archie gets to age of 20, he's still getting like turtle gifts.
Oh my God. Do you
Dude,
know how
that
much I got
straight up-
fucking Cheese Whiz for Christmas because one year for Christmas I said I liked it?
For me, it was penguins. I liked
Oh,
penguins when I was
no.
like 10, and for the rest of my life, I get penguin stuff. And
I'm
it's like,
so
penguins are
sorry.
cool,
Fantastic.
but I'm not like
Not
into
that
penguins. Like,
penguins.
it's fine. Like,
It was like pirates for my cousin. She got all the pirate stuff. They gave me Cheese Whiz. Okay, what the fuck? They gave me a food.
Yeah, I would definitely prefer to be lifelong committed to Pirates over Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Given the choice.
yeah. Given the choice, pirates lifelong commit does sound like a better option.
Well, Kurla's going to turn to their new Kadali friends who are presumably still chowing down on this rotten meat and very enthusiastically ask if they can sort of move up to the head of this tortoise and like give it a pat on the head.
They shrug.
If that's allowed. They don't care?
Say, "Don't let it eat you."
Does it do that? Does it have a taste for flesh?
They look at each other and look back at you. We'll find out.
I like these guys. Kurla will very carefully clamber down and sort of up towards the neck, and then just like be rubbing and patting the tortoise's giant head.
Just,
oh my
be,
God, it's
just
a
be
giant
careful up there,
tortoise.
Kurla. Please, I am begging you.
It's a
So-
giant tortoise. Oh my
So
God!
yeah,
I
you
get
can
to
kind of
cuddle it.
sit,
Yay.
or rather stand at the edge of the shell and reach down and kind of touch its neck. Now, as far as like how it looks, it very much looks like a Galapagos tortoise. It has an incredibly long neck, and it hasn't really seemed to take too much notice of you.
Not
But-
yet.
It's mostly watching the wagons as they go past it.
I'm gonna start to veer off just a little bit so he can't snap at my Vardo.
So like after 5 or 10 minutes of this, like Kurla will have maybe calmed down enough to profusely thank the
Yeah.
Kadali.
Now, did you reach out and pet it? You said.
I kind of scritched its neck a little bit. Yeah.
So its skin is like warm, but kind of like leathery, but very like loose almost. So you can like move its skin back and forth as you're petting it.
Ugh.
So it's very like wrinkly and warm, kind
Like a
of
pit bull.
What? Yeah, like a pit bull.
I
but
was
not
thinking more
furry.
pug, maybe?
Best
Well,
They're
session
really
ever.
rolly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you're able to pet it.
Okay. Once Kurla has ridden on it for a little while, 15 minutes more like, and given it pets, Kurla will
Vera is
hand out a
so
couple more
pissed
pieces
by
of
now.
rotten meat as a tip, and then kind of ask to be swung back down to the Vardo.
Wait.
Sure.
By this time,
So
Vera has already taken the cart, gone around the Vardo, and is like flipping off the like elf ear kind of gesture that she does in replacement of the middle finger, as she's just going across in road rage.
Bye, Vera. We'll catch up. Sorry.
So the Kadalis eventually will take you and jump back over to the Vardo and set you back where they had picked you up originally. In your hand, instead of a bunch of rotted meat, they have given you a large, wet clump of black lotus.
Yeah.
Might want to put that in the back of your sack.
Kurla indeed puts it in the back of their sack. They bury it under the remaining bits of rotten meat that they have in their little pouch under their
You're
cloak.
contaminating it.
That is going to cross-contaminate, so just be aware
I'm
of that.
excited. Yes.
I'm excited too.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Oh my god.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, now we can't even use it.
Actually,
We can't
does-
use our drugs.
Actually, does Curly even know what that is?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, Kurla
Perfect.
does not know. Because Kurla
Oh,
wasn't
good.
there in the bar
That's
when
true.
Petravian and Lovette scored.
Wait,
All
someone
right.
scored that night?
What?
Scored drugs.
Oh.
I mean, Moira was there, right? Yeah.
That
Anyways.
I thought you had like a weird conversation about how she feels like she doesn't know her purpose that
What was
night.
your
That's
quote
true.
that night? When your sex doll asks you if you want to get crossfaded, you,
You
always
say
say
yes.
yes.
Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you.
Oh, what a good line.
That was a fun
Oh.
night. Anyway, yeah, that was
Yes.
amazing. Thank you, Beardy. That was fantastic. I always wanted to ride a giant tortoise turtle thing, and now I have.
Was that like a life dream for you?
I
Maybe
like
so,
them.
yeah.
I
think
kind
it
of
was.
like them, okay?
Was
I
this a
hadn't
list
realised
that you gave Beardy when we started this
No,
campaign?
not at all. I hadn't realized up until this moment how much I wanted to encounter a giant tortoise or turtle and ride it. I just knew I liked
Groovy.
them, and now I realize that I have fulfilled a goal. So thank you, Beardy.
You're welcome.
Added to and checked off the bucket list in one go.
Exactly.
go.
That's the
And I
best way
got
to do
drugs
it.
out of the.
You
Out
got
of the
drugs
bar.
out of it. Oh shit.
Drugs.
Yeah. Well, the following day is the 31st of July, which means that is the day that the armor is finished.
Yay!
So, Lovette comes back from a day's work from the workshop, and well, actually, I guess my question would be: are you working on this in the wagon, or are you teleporting back to the workshop?
I assumed I was doing it in the wagon, if that's okay.
Okay.
Imagine,
Yeah.
it's not ideal conditions, but
Yeah,
just for the
but
sake of the campaign.
with that and teleportation magic being
that too.
Forbidden
That
in
too.
this region.
Yeah. But even prior to that.
Yeah. So that's fine. So that means the armor is done, so we can go ahead and mark that for Travian.
I have
Cool.
finished this in remembrance of our fallen comrade.
Right? Pretty much. I am like,
Oh boy, I hope he's not dead. I hope he pays me back all this. Actually, I didn't pay in advance. So,
All right. So
That's
that'll
not
actually move us ahead quite a bit. So you guys continue traveling along the road, and 5 days later brings us to August 4th. And on August 4th, you guys are going to arrive at the next town. What you see is
Stuff.
you find yeah, exactly. I was finding my place in my notes. Apologies. You find yourself moving up toward another river
Mm-hmm.
with a large town built up around the crossing. You find a modest collection of buildings, apartment blocks, shops, and temples make up this river crossing town. A collection of 4 well-made bridges cross the deep and swiftly flowing river here. A large granary and mill plant stand on the southern bank, using great water wheels to process grains into flour. The smell of bread baking has permeated the entire town. You notice loaves for sale as you travel through the town, all branded with a double F set inside a wheel. You have entered Phantom Fortunae.
What does that mean? Sorry. They mean something, right?
I mean, hold
Fortune's
on,
favor.
let me get the fucking
I was
translator
wondering
open
if
here.
this was literally named
Let's
Fortune's
see.
favor.
English yeah, it translates to the Temple of Fortune.
Okay. Does this mean this is a test? Is this a thirst town? Is this a thirst town?
Is this their bridge?
Do you know?
Is this,
Are you able to
this is
tell if it's a fest town?
I mean, we're
That's a
gonna
good question.
find out.
So it does appear to be a town that's economy is based off of the production of flour and baking of bread.
Ah,
It's like we're in Kutra
classic
again.
tourist.
Did you say thrust?
Yes. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, we already heard, like, is this a test instead of is this a thest town? So it's test,
I mean,
thest, thresh.
those are
rest.
the same question, really.
Like,
Yep.
well,
I
Johnny
just got
Fest.
really excited.
we'll call
What?
it
Yeah.
Girl
God
is allowed to
whatever
get
we want.
excited about a tortoise, and I'm not allowed to get excited about a god? Standard.
But here's the thing: if it is a
Taurus is a
Thest
god.
town, right? If there's banners for Thess all over the place, will you even know?
That's what I want to know.
It does just. It seems to be a nice, idyllic river crossing town that produces a lot of good-smelling bread.
That's
So
most
that's
bread.
about what you see here. Yeah.
All
Wonderful.
right.
Great. Yeah. There's great big water wheels
Mhm.
along these huge mills on the south side of the river.
Are we
Does-
just going through, or what are we
I don't know,
doing?
does anyone want to have a amazing bread adventure
No.
right now?
Not really.
I would
We
like
could
to
start
get
this.
some of
Yes.
their amazing bread. I would like to pick up a couple of loaves, but
All right.
not like
Yeah.
just quickly. If I
Sure,
can do it without
you-
getting down from the cart, like hailing a
Absolutely.
street vendor.
Yeah. A street vendor will hand you some loaves. They're a copper apiece.
Oh, absolutely. I'll get
100.
well, it's 10
So
copper
much
per
bread to
silver,
get
right? Or is it
stale.
100 copper per silver?
It's a base 10 system.
Okay, so 10 coppers up. I'll get 10 loaves.
How do you going
So
to
yeah,
eat
you
that
buy
much
you buy
bread?
10 loaves.
No,
No,
like
these,
an assortment of different ones. I want to try.
yeah, assortment of
all,
different ones. But what you've noticed is every one of them is branded with this circle that looks like a water wheel that has 2 F's on it. in the middle
I'll
of it.
ask about the vendor when I pay him his silver. And shit, you know what? I'll toss him 2 silver just as a
As a
tip,
tip?
because
Wow. Okay.
being on that tortoise and maybe
Yeah.
the leaching of that
You're-
black lotus through the sack into my skin is making me very happy.
Yeah, you're paying triple for these then, if I'm understanding the tip there.
Well, double, right?
Well, you said you were buying 10 and you handed him 3
No,
silver?
2.
2 silver.
2 silver. My apologies. Like you said 2 silver as a tip.
No,
Okay.
I'll give him 2 silver total, so that brings me down to
Okay.
96. But yeah, I
worries.
will ask this fine bread seller. Right, so what's with the little insignia you've got there, the little logo?
Oh,
baked on?
it's the maker's mark, so the people know that it was the highest quality bread.
Well, like,
made
it looks
here.
delicious, it smells delicious, and, you know, my palate's
it.
a little bit bizarre, but...
It goes well with soup.
Soup, eh? Well, if I can make soup of my meat.
What?
Maybe that's not a good idea.
What the hell is he talking about? Bread goes with everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what he said after that. Oh, it goes with
So-
blank.
Yeah, goes with everything.
Goes
So-
well with
so-
termites.
So the bread is crispy on the outside and soft and perfect and still warm on the inside. It's
I will
some of the
offer
best bread you've ever had.
Ratatouille.
I'll
this.
offer it to the party members. I'll offer bits and pieces, you know, I'll offer the loaves around so everyone can sample the different ones, because I'm guessing there's like sourdough. there's
Yeah, the one
equivalent-
you're holding is a sourdough.
Nice.
It's this big sourdough loaf that you could just tear open, and it's like, unlike a bad sourdough, its crust is about half as thick. Like it's like a thin crusted sourdough, so you don't wear your jaws out chewing it.
I can
Perfect.
feel your experience from this.
Look, I'm just saying, sourdough is too thick of crust.
This is
The
amazing.
crust on a sourdough it's too much.
Did
It's
they
like
have
twice
any
as what it needs to be.
friendship bread?
I think that is, let me look through here. Looking through. I think they did. They've got this. Is this friendship bread? I hold up what I think is friendship bread.
It looks like wheat and rye bread, like spiraled, like kneaded in like a thing where you can like
Nasty.
rip a piece off, and it sort of alternates as to which one's wheat, which one's rye.
No.
I will hand this bizarre wheat and rye thing over
These
to Riz.
is not it.
Wheat,
Thank you though.
Wheat is bottom tier bread. I said it.
They've got some charlo, I think. Is that it? Like this like weaved it together. Well, I'll hand that over.
Alright, you're giving me a lot of bread. I
I'm just saying,
appreciate
try.
it.
You don't have to have the whole thing. Just try. I'm just saying, if you want to try it, you can. You know.
They take a
Support the
very
local
small
economy.
piece. You already did that. Supporting the economy doesn't actually mean taking part in it.
Welcome everybody to our bread adventures on Check
I
Please.
hate this.
Yeah,
I know
welcome
we're
to
trying to
Bread
save
Adventures of Check,
Travian,
Please.
but you know what? I want to try the bread.
So
Riz is gonna
as you guys are talking about the bread, your caravan is going to cross over the primary bridge in town, and you cross over this fast moving river, and you don't realize it at the time, but this is the divine barrier to the heartland of the empire.
Ah.
So this river marks like the entry point to the actual heartland of Protean territory.
Well, you
Okay.
said we don't notice it until later, so
Well,
unfortunately,
I mean,
Kurla,
you guys are talking about bread the whole time.
so
you-
distracted by the bread, does not get a chance to throw out the reference that they would have otherwise made. But I, as a player, will say "Alia iacta est."
There we go.
Yeah, Riz is not
Are
gonna
you-
take much into this.
Yeah,
but,
that.
Are you actually gonna go ahead and roll it or not?
Well, what
mean,
should
you're
I be
saying
rolling
it.
it for? Shall I roll it
Well-
for whether or not I notice we're crossing the river? Should it be a
No,
perception
no. I
check?
mean, no. This is just like just roll a d20.
Ah,
If you're gonna cast the die, cast the die.
very well.
What the fuck does it mean?
Yes.
Not 20.
All right.
Bravo.
Someone is on their way to conquer Protus, is what it sounds like.
Fuck.
All right, so Julius Caesar was outside the boundaries of Rome when he basically shit went down and he led his army back into Rome proper. He crossed the river that was the boundary between Rome and the rest of the world, effectively.
The mystical barrier of over the Rubicon.
Yes,
Okay.
and crossing the Rubicon, he is said to have said, "Alia iacta est," the die is cast, as in, now the future is in the hands of whatever, because
of
there's no
fate.
turning back. I have
Yeah.
just brought a standing army into the borders of Rome, which
Which
has effectively declared civil war.
Right, and it also like it is the most taboo thing you could have ever done.
Yes.
Why did you do it?
Because
No, not
it's
the phrase is the most taboo thing. The bringing an army to conquer your own nation.
Yeah,
is the
and we're
taboo
not.
part.
We're just bringing in bread-obsessed weirdos.
Yeah, this
so-
isn't
Although
You
we
were the
rolled a
only
nat
one who's
20,
bread
so maybe we
obsessed.
But I got to roll a nat. It was a bloody nat 20. That was
It
perfect.
was.
Thank you, Beardy.
It's a good roll.
Thank you.
Don't speak to my bread-loving nature. You have no right to understand how deep and complex that is.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, but do you have any monkey bread?
Oh my god.
Oh boy,
That shit is
I
good.
searched for monkey
that
bread.
is good stuff.
I'm done
Well.
with this bread thing.
Okay, so you guys head out of Phantom Fortunae and continue west. You are now in the heartland of Prota. The road beyond Phantom Fortunae is lined with shrines, graves, mausoleums, codes of law, statues, and any manner of public art installations. For days, you travel by a constant reminder of the grandeur and influence of the Protean people. The further you go toward Prota on this road, the grander these monuments and statues become. It's pretty ridiculous. So, as you're
say.
traveling, let's see.
As
So.
we are traveling.
You will arrive in Prota in the Eternal City on August 8th, Soul's birthday.
Rip.
For a random piece of trivia there.
F in the chat.
My baby.
Having a chat for Soul.
Can do.
All right. In the distance, you see it. A massive city. Truly a spectacle in itself. The great city of Prota. Built at a shallow inlet to the sea, a natural harbor, lies Prota. Surrounded by grape and olive plantations, horse ranches, and military training complexes, lies the largest city in the world. Set upon a series of large hills and supplied with fresh water via marble aqueducts. The city is laid out with brick streets, wide footpaths, channeled cart roads, and everywhere you look is 1,000 years of history staring back at you. Murals, statues, temples, all created with the highest levels of expertise and skill. The city is alive with colors and people of all descriptions. Welcome to Prota.
Oh, exciting.
I'm ready,
Holy
I'm ready, I'm
shit.
ready.
Oh my god.
How big it go?
Flippity
Oh,
doodah.
wow.
Wow. That is
So-
massive.
You all are coming in from the southeast. Traveling through innumerable white stucco buildings, most of them 4 to even 5 stories tall, housing untold thousands under their bright orange tiled roofs. The locals call them insula. Their ground floors are filled with shops and craftsmen of all kind, while the floors above house massive populations. The streets are packed with citizens and slaves alike, workers and aliens to this land like yourselves. As you're traveling through the area, you can hear cheers and shouts rising above the din of the streets nearby. And looking to the west, you can see an enormous building, circular and perhaps 200 feet tall. Welcome to Prota. What would you like to do?
This is the arena that we see.
It does appear to be the arena, yeah.
Alright.
I want to geek out in classics masters, but yeah.
Well,
I have a question.
I'm sorry.
For the roofs, what kind of roofing do they have? Is it terracotta?
Ceramic tile. Yeah, it's like ceramic tiling, yeah.
I see. Is this reminiscent of the dream that I had while I was in Sejun?
Yeah, it does look like that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Go ahead, Grem. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. Lovette probably is geeking out, also wishing that she had Moira with her. Which I did say I would come get her when we got here. But first we gotta get Petra. Because
Yeah, that was
Moira's
planned.
not about to be executed. I hope. If she is, then Marcus has got some fucking explaining to do, but we'll get to that.
Wait, is
Oh,
Marcus
wow.
over at your house?
Mhm.
Why is Marcus at your house? I
'Cause
thought you sent him on his way.
Not yet.
He
That
was...
didn't work out so great this time. On the way back, I'm gonna get him going. But I didn't want to have a repeat situation of him being on the road when we're very far away. And now that we're in no teleport land, I think that was the right choice.
Good to know.
I think I'd like to have that one as a secret, but whatever. Player knowledge is player knowledge.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not like we
So-
can really do anything.
So you guys are currently in the district here called Equestrica, which is an area that's roughly a middle-class district.
Are there
There's-
horses?
Not really.
Oh.
There's these enormous insula that house thousands and thousands and thousands of people. These complexes of apartments that just go on and on and on and on and on. To the east of that is an alienage, and to the west of Equestrica is the Blood Grounds, which is where the arena is located. What you find is just an ocean of different peoples here. An incredible amount of diversity. Every race and type of person imaginable is here in some way or another.
Really? Are there other gnomes?
Yeah, there's gnomes here.
Oh shit.
They're not they're not a significant portion of the population, but they are here, yeah.
Sure, but it's the first gnomes I've seen in years.
Mm-hmm.
They're alive.
Yeah, that too.
Aw.
Like that's the thing that Lovette doesn't have to think about. But I'm like, oh, there are other gnomes. I'm not the
No.
last one.
Are there or are they mimics? Can we tell for certain?
Am I a
I mean,
gnome,
that's true of anyone.
or am
Fair
I
point.
a mimic?
So, first thing that Vera would do is ask around and see where the Arcania headquarters are. Or
Okay,
Arcania?
make
Is that it?
a diplomacy check, please.
You got it.
I can help out with that. So
Is that diplomacy? You
Yes,
got it.
please.
when we do come across this big ass city, I'm gonna point at the arena and be like,
Who wants the
12.
ducky cell?
What did you roll, a 3?
No, I rolled a 4.
Wow,
for it.
one above
Slightly
your
better than
average.
Yeah, that's above your average.
I'm
That's
so
great.
proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I tried really hard this time, guys.
I believe in you.
No, it was really good.
Thanks.
So you you ask, and you kind of walk up to this group of people that are talking, and as you're about to ask about the Arcanii, you hear, "Yeah, he cut down that bear with ease, huh? The bear? Ha! That fight was nothing. You should have seen him when he was fighting the scorpion. He pulled an elk out of midair and started riding around on it."
That's amazing.
I told you. I called it out.
Excuse
then-
me?
And then they look at you and they're like, "What do you want?"
Did you not hear what I fucking said? And I'd like to intimidate.
Go for it.
Outstanding.
Getting thrown out the first day we're in.
mask goes on.
That is a no. Mask is off. That's a 25.
Nice.
25. All
And-
right.
Where the fuck is the Arcania headquarters?
Whoa, jeez. I don't even know you. Look, it's wherever they decide to have it. I mean, do you know where the secret police live?
No, that's why I'm
I mean, if
asking.
anyone does.
What? Why would we know? They
I know
look
you
around
live here,
like-
don't you?
They don't exactly advertise where they live.
Ah, absolutely useless. I just like flick him off and walk away.
Oh my god, the people
Fucking-
skills, they're wonderful.
Fucking foreigners.
I would like to start looking around too. Maybe questioning a bit more about what that person was in the arena, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
That would be diplomacy for me as well.
Sure.
Okay. That's a 36. Might help a little
Okay.
bit.
Sure. So you ask about about happenings in the arena.
Yeah. I'm curious
Okay.
about that specific person
So-
that we overheard about.
You are treated to some interesting stories. Apparently, about 10 or so days ago, 10 or 12 days ago, a person showed up in the arena, a new combatant, and they've been winning. They've been on a winning streak since they got in the arena. And they were weird because they were like this really big person, and they were an Oread, and you know they're fairly rare anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But this person came in, and they haven't. Well, there hasn't been an Oread in the arena for a while, and they typically do really well, being that they're kind of just big and tough and strong, sort of generally. So it was nice to see one of them in the arena again. So people got to the into the habit of nicknaming this one Pebble.
But he's an Oread right now.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. That apparently, it is the same person on a winning streak. It's not multiple people have been getting wins lately, so that's good.
Yeah, no, it's the same person as this Oread that's been getting it like winning for like the last 10 days, which is pretty rare in the arena. So it's the talk of a lot of people right now, of this
And they have an elk.
this fighter.
And they have
This
an
Pebble.
elk, but I don't know how Petravian would be back to Petravian unless they took care of his curse or something,
Yeah,
maybe.
but I'm
Which
pretty sure
seems-
they did.
Which also, I'm
Very-
sorry, Vera, that you had to spend money on those scrolls.
Yeah, I feel bad for that, but I think that's the case.
Hmm.
Pretty sure it sounds to me like they have the financial investment to turn the roads magical. It's probably pretty easy for them to just, all right, get the thing off them.
Mhm.
Unless this is some sort of bluff, and actually it's Petravian's brother.
I was gonna say, could be his brother.
That's true.
You think his brother would have an elk too? It's the
And
female
have
elk
shown up
that
in the last 10 days.
it's the
It
female
could
elk
run-
that Chisel is trying to woo right now.
Oh my
Ruining
god.
the lives of elks could
That would
easily
be-
run in this particular Oread family, okay? That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
It's genetic.
Well,
They're reunited in combat.
oh my god. So I think I'll bring that up to the party and be like, this is a possibility, but would you all like to at least check it out just to make sure it's not him? Or is
Yeah,
him?
that seems
I
sensible,
was
I
happy
think.
to bet money on it before we even held towards that.
Well, seeing as how I can't find the building itself that he's supposed to be at.
It's worth
An
a
arena
try.
is an arena is a pretty normal place for them to throw prisoners. It's a surprise to hear they would invest the money to turn them back, but they probably did that as part of, like, arresting him. Like, oh, you're clearly lying to us with this belt, take it off, do it. And they have the power.
We shall see. I am looking forward to seeing that big oaf again. I kind of miss him.
Yeah,
Don't tell him that I miss him. He will get it in his head. It will be gross.
no.
Oh, I'll make sure
I
of it.
mean, is he
Vera,
still charmed?
has it been
I guess we'll
15
find out.
days?
It has been 22 days.
Yeah, he's uncharmed
Hmm.
now. So close to having a little meat puppet.
Speaking of puppets,
Rock puppet.
I will be very curious to know if, well, not quite a puppet, but I'll be very curious to know if that creepy doll is still following him around.
Oh, most definitely.
We should keep an eye out for the creepy doll. It would be a very good sign that it is in fact Petra.
Also a major contender in the arena.
Yeah, we should ask, has a creepy doll appeared in the arena, and are they kicking ass?
Well,
You can ask someone that if you'd like. I think
Would you-
that I'm gonna.
I
refrain
mean,
from
that's
that
up
one.
to you. Like, give me a diplomacy check every time you want to gather information.
I'll be happy to give you a diplomacy check.
let's get to
Or
it.
will I be happy? Yes,
Do you-
I will be happy.
Do you want to do it?
That is a 30.
30.
Not
All right,
bad.
That is very successful. So you talk to some people on the streets, and they'll happily tell you about Pebble, because one dude has made a lot of gold betting on Pebble. And they say, yeah, you should see the guy. He comes out there. Most of the time, he's even barely armed. Like he ends up having to like get weapons right there in the sands from opponents that he's taken down. But it's always weird. He carries around this good luck charm with him, apparently. Like ties it to his belt. Yeah, it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It's like this burlap doll.
Yes, it's our boy.
Right, that sounds like our boy. Yep.
Let us go to the Colosseum then.
On our way, or before we get there, whatever we have time for, I'm gonna get a little more info on if anyone knows when he's fighting next and what he's fighting.
Oh, yeah, they'll tell you that he's due to fight tonight. He's been fighting every evening for like the last 10 days.
Jesus
So
Christ.
until he dies, he's gonna keep fighting. That's how this works usually.
Can
'Cause
he
he's,
win his freedom?
He's
Does anyone know what
he's not a free gladiator. No.
Do they have it like up against monsters? Do they know what the monster of the week is?
Well, they know that typically the arena pits the fighter against a stronger beast each night until they eventually lose. And
More
last night's
rumors of
fight
things.
was a giant scorpion.
Oh, cool.
Has he fought a giant turtle yet, or a giant tortoise?
No, that's why
No.
Kadali were coming over here.
Yeah.
Has not fought a giant tortoise. No.
Excellent. If he hurts a giant tortoise, he's on his own. I'm not rescuing
Look,
him.
it's
that's
not
it.
his choice at that point.
But
I'm
Also-
teasing.
they'll
They
tell
gotta
you that,
have some-
they'll tell you have
so-
about an hour before the next fight.
Okay.
Before he's due to fight.
Who wants to
again.
grab snacks first? We got like stale bread, right?
Is it stale by? Oh,
I mean,
suppose
it's
it would be,
several
wouldn't it?
days old.
Yeah, it's been 5 days since then.
Kurla, who likes to munch on disgusting rotten meat, will be munching on the disgusting stale bread.
Awesome. I mean, unless you put any in the refrigerator. Xeno says that's blasphemy, but like, I think it stays
is.
longer than.
Disgusting.
It does stay longer, but there's a problem, and that is that for some reason when you refrigerate bread, the moisture in the bread will actually move down, so the bottom of the loaf will become soggy and the top of the loaf will become too dry.
Hmm.
And there's really
like to microwave my bread
So-
for 3 minutes and then stick it in the refrigerator.
so what I've done is I'll take my bread and I'll rotate it every week.
Oh.
I'll flip the loaf
Yeah,
to try to keep that moisture centered.
that's a good
more.
idea for just bread in
I
general,
mean-
maybe.
No, just don't refrigerate bread.
I do.
Just let it rot and just get a new loaf.
No,
Yeah.
The
because
thing
it
is-
stays forever, and I never have to buy a new loaf then.
Yeah, but then I end up with
Does it need
bad bread, and it's just like
I can't tell the difference. I grill that shit.
As long as Kurla is eating this rotten bread, or this bad bread,
It's
it
just
keeps them from
stale.
eating the rotten meat that is completely black lotus. So,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for that meat.
the stoned meat.
Oh,
You're
God.
getting
man.
closer to the Black Lotus as you go. So you haven't had any adverse reactions yet, but give it time. So yeah, you do have about an hour before the fight is scheduled. So what would you like to do?
Place bets.
Go.
Actually,
Oh, no, Vera.
what? Listen, my brother is very capable in combat.
I believe you. I do. I just
No, we gotta go get him.
we have an hour until we see him fight. It's fine.
Do you think if we say that we want his autograph or something, that they'll let us, if we can pay for the privilege of having a quiet, private word with him, we could at least update? You think that they probably won't go for that, will they?
I mean, I'm hoping at least once we're in the audience to be able to track down whoever's making the money on him, because I assume that's the one who has him in there, and perhaps we could wager his freedom.
That's not a bad idea. I like that. Wonder how much it would cost.
I don't know, but I have plenty to give to save him.
Hey, you're not going to have to do it by yourself, alright? It'll be a group effort.
That's a good idea. Also, this reminds me, Vera. I feel like you're the person who's the deciding factor on this. What do you think the chances are we are going to be doing crime while we're here?
Well, of course not. Why would we be doing crime if we can just get him
Right.
out?
No, I don't mean without, but I'm just wondering. They just have some interesting rules with the library, and I don't want to be the agitator here.
We aren't gonna commit any crimes unless we have to.
Unless we have to, right? What if?
Yeah.
How likely do you think we'll have to?
Well, how easy do you think it's gonna be to get Petravian out of there?
Okay, fair point. We'll see.
So, Beardy, I assume that Lovette will have communicated the difference between the public and the free institutions at some point. Or
Yes,
Lovette?
I would have.
Okay.
Then yes.
Can we? Is there any information on the Colosseum that makes it clear that anyone is welcome?
The Colosseum is a free institution,
Excellent. Thank you.
so everyone may attend the Colosseum, and everyone is encouraged to attend the Colosseum Games.
Imagine.
Panamet Sakenses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
So,
do cultural
I've got the pan in
adaptation for
sorted.
before we go there.
Excellent.
Ooh.
You suddenly feel more protean.
I feel it in my bones. I have
Yeah,
so
you
much
feel it-
respect and honor for my country.
Yeah, you have a deep sense of respect and honor for your history and country, and a lot of pride in this place.
Don't
You look
waste
at the
too much.
architecture, and you feel tears well up as you see it.
It's so beautiful.
So we've made it to the arena, correct?
Yeah, so you head to the Blood Grounds, this massive 200-foot tall arena, and as you get there, there are vendors and merchants plying the crowds. There are gamblers placing bets on large boards. There are comfort workers entertaining guests in private booths between the matches. And all around are happy, excited people gushing about this and that fight. There are announcers that speak above the din of the crowd using magical enhancements to carry their voice, calling out the next combatants and which events are up next. It is a sea of people, but you can push your way through relatively easily to get most places in the Colosseum. You're still on
Sorry.
You're in like the intermediary spot around it, so like you haven't gone out up into the stands yet, but you can head up there if you'd like.
I would like to see what the betting margin is.
The betting margin on him
Pebbles.
is actually fairly slim now because he's been winning a lot of matches in succession.
Mhm.
So he's odds on to win tonight. So you actually only stand to gain about 5% over anything you wager.
It's a losing bet.
So what if I bet against him?
Oh, then you would get 20 times your bet.
So if I
It's-
just
it's
kill
a-
him,
Yeah.
I
So if he dies, you would make 20 times your wager. So if you bet, 1,000 gold, you'd get 20,000 gold if he lost.
it's for the greater good, brother.
Yeah. So like
Christ.
people are at this point like they're fully expecting him to win.
Let's murder him. I can make us a killing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's 20 times 40? Oh god.
I mean, Vera could win against him easy peasy.
Let's bankrupt the Protean economy, guys.
Yeah, get about 800,000 gold out of this, right?
If we wanted to do that, we should have brought that cursed penny, that cursed copper. That would have bankrupted them, no problem.
So Riz is gonna try to sniff out in a way whoever this person is that's like in charge of Pebbles. They're gonna try to find out whoever's putting him into this rink constantly.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check to gather information, please.
Easy peasy. Lemon 27.
27. Okay, you ask around and you find out that he has been sentenced to death in the arena. So
Awesome.
he's there on essentially as his sentence. He was sentenced to die entertaining the public.
Gotcha.
So he is to fight in the arena every night until he loses.
Is there any way to get him out?
No, the sentence is death.
Does it say what he
He's-
did at all?
What's the bail on that?
Yeah.
What's the bail on a death sentence?
Yeah.
Don't think they're gonna set a bail on that. Actually, sorry.
Look,
Worth asking.
I at least want to try to find someone who would be like in charge of him per se.
No, there's no one up here that would
There's no
match
one?
that description. No,
No overseers, nothing. Oh.
not up here. No, you'd have to go underground, into the underworkings of the Bloodworks to find anybody that actually like is in charge of minding the condemned.
Shit, let's do it. Let's try and go down there.
Should we see him fight first?
Well, he might not survive.
Yeah, I don't want to let him fight if he could die on sale, but I also don't know that we are allowed down sale.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Oh, you most
they
certainly aren't.
No.
I don't mean fight our way down there. I mean, talk our way down there if we can,
Yeah.
or
Well, that's
you know.
why being allowed is important.
Does anyone know what he's going against?
Yeah, does it say what he's going against
I
tonight?
tried to find out, nobody knows.
So yeah, there's no indication of what he's fighting. They just know that whatever it is, it's going to be stronger than a giant scorpion.
It's a tortoise, I'm telling you.
It's the bloody
That would be
giant
the worst fight. That would be like sad for everyone involved. Not
I would
terribly
cry.
exciting to watch.
I would
Even
cry.
if the tortoise won or lost, both of those outcomes would just be depressing.
Just imagine a very slow tortoise reaching down and just biting Petra, just eating him.
I
And that
would
was
cry.
the whole
Or just
fight.
like
And then I would
stepping
help
on him,
Petra
not
roll a
even
new
knowing he's
character.
there. Or conversely, Petra like massively outmaneuvering this giant tortoise and like slowly hacking its head off, and everyone's just like, no.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that would be what that turns into. That's why I said the sad.
Yeah.
I would. Oh no.
But
no,
think of how
can't do
much
that.
turtle soup you could make.
Oh my
So
God.
much
No.
turtle soup. Very
With all
nice,
the black
Xeno.
lotus in it.
We do have the bread for the soup though, and you did mention that soup and bread went well together. So.
Yep.
No.
All right. Since I have cultural adaptation on,
Mhm.
I'm gonna try and see if I could go down there. I'm not gonna force my way down, but I'm gonna try to see if anyone's gonna let me go down.
Well, cultural adaptation gives you a +2 bonus to diplomacy, so
Oh, wonderful.
you can make a diplomacy check there. You got a 29 on the check then.
Oh, that was to find out about.
Oh, that was to find out. Okay,
That was
so
the
you wanna
old one.
roll
I haven't done a new one yet.
Okay.
Please. 34, so 36.
A 36. Okay, so you are going to go to one of the entrances to the underground
Okay.
around here, to the underworks of the blood grounds, and try to talk your way in. Is that your my understanding
yeah,
of the situation?
just if anything,
You're not going by yourself though, are you?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Are
they
you just talking to yourself in? or
yeah, I'm just talking to
everyone in?
myself in since I have cultural adaptation.
Okay.
I don't want to like bring anyone else down.
Okay. So by yourself,
I
you
just
go
asked.
over to the entrance to the underworks, and there's guards there, of course. And you go up and you try to just schmooze your way in,
Mm-hmm.
being a sophisticated noble,
Protean, just
probably.
like all
Yeah.
of you other Proteans, so sophisticated.
Exactly.
That's their
I'm-
accent.
I'm just your
That's
average
Pringle?
Protean.
Pringle?
That's exactly how they sound.
Yep.
Nah, sorry, I'm referencing something else.
Were you
Well-
actually speaking Latin just then?
Just fuck off.
So the guards are going to. They're going to very politely
Mm-hmm.
try to get you to drop this line
Okay.
of intent,
Yeah.
but if you are willing to like double down on this, you can probably try again if you wanted to attempt it.
Do they seem like they'd arrest me if I insist?
It's a possibility, yeah.
Can I
mean,
sense
you're-
motive that shit?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like you're basically this. You can try for all or nothing here. So you might put yourself in a position to get arrested, or you might talk your way past these guys. But I need another diplomacy check for that.
At this rate, maybe Vera will be the last person to get arrested.
Or you can cry off and just leave. It's up to you. Like
I
you don't have to
know.
make this check, but I'm going to let you know the next check is going to have consequences.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Let me make this decision.
Just
Jeez.
do it.
I know. Sorry. It's completely up to you. I'm just scared.
I
for
don't
you.
think I will for Riz because they have better sense than that. They have good self-preservation normally. I'm just frustrated because
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I could come into contact with someone in charge of Petravian, and I'm just so pissed. I'll be very polite and be like, "Oh, not the problem.
Mhm.
Just leave
Okay.
it be."
They bid you a good day, and you part as friends.
Awesome.
Oh.
Do they take
names?
tips?
Do you want to bribe them?
No, I was just gonna be like, thanks for doing your duty.
That might be seen as a bribe.
Nah,
so,
I'll skip it then.
yeah.
That's
Alright.
what tipping a cop is.
Yeah.
Right.
If you did tip a cop, they're gonna arrest you for bribery.
You go to some cop like putting a ticket on someone's car, and you're like, thanks for doing your job. Have like 420s.
They just tase you. All right.
420s.
Don't tase me, bro.
Get back to the group. Be like,
Yeah.
I couldn't
you
get
back to
my
the
way
group.
down.
When we tried to place it that, well, shit,
I didn't want to risk it, so that 2 of us were in jail. Though that sounds terrible.
No,
But
that's
Raven can
sensible of
stay
you.
there.
no, but I don't know what else we can do. That might be the only way in jail, but I don't want to do that.
We could
Right.
find someone to appeal his sentence to, but if it's like a secret police type thing, we're gonna have a job with that.
If I had someone to scry on, I would.
They might be watching Valzad.
I thought that it was
Would be careful.
teleporting that was illegal.
But that's the one we asked about.
I
We
think
didn't
they're,
ask about spying.
Yeah,
they're
no.
keeping a close eye on any kind of magic that might go against their decrees, I would think, so...
So annoying.
The beagle.
Well,
Yep.
who wants to get like turkey legs and watch Betravian get the shit kicked out of him?
I mean, when don't I want to do that?
Is that actually a thing you like watching normally?
I've really got to work on this humor thing.
Yeah, it's like monotone constantly.
Be pretty fun.
You're
You
one
let
to
it goes out
talk.
there.
Bloody hell,
What are you talking about? I have plenty of inflection. It usually sounds smug, which it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I am emoting.
If we watch the fight, we can at least make sure that he's still, you know, alright. We can get a sense of how many fights he's got left in him.
Not. Maybe he's just going to die, Zale. But I mean, I guess I kind of a bit. You think that damn, if I could get him the Zalmel, then that could help a lot. But
Like
obviously
they
I'm
would
sure
let
they
you
don't
give
make it.
him armor. He's probably naked when
sure.
he does it. Oh,
I
God.
hope not. I want to watch it less if that is the case.
I've
Is
seen
that
him
why they
naked.
call him Pebbles?
Oh, shit. That's so mean.
I'm so sorry.
Damn.
I'm so sorry.
Reese's and Pieces, motherfucker.
Man.
God, I felt that burn all the way from here. I'm scorching.
Well, I mean, if needed, I could get him out right now, probably.
Well, how?
The normal way?
Crying.
Ah, well,
yeah,
yeah.
that way.
Okay. I don't know about that. I mean, we could get in Zell. Getting out would be the help out. And we can't. We came here for a reason. We can't
Yes?
fuck up. We came here for a purpose. We can't. I don't know. I really don't want Petra to die. And
He's not going to die.
Else-
No matter what, we're here to save him if something goes wrong in this match.
Yeah.
but we have to stop the Deadlands. That is.
Hey,
I
we
don't.
we could all get arrested. That could be fun.
we-
Think about all
we
the
can't stop the
grandchildren.
Deadlands if we are arrested.
Hey, there are more
I
heroes.
suggest that we let this match go. We'll keep an eye, make sure that everything's okay. That'll give me time to prepare a plan. I'll have some insects scout the area for me, see where he's being kept, and we can figure it out from there. So we at least know the groundwork, the layout of the area, and we can plan an escape for him.
You got it, boss?
I like this idea. I'm excited to be a part of it.
I don't really like the idea of getting fights again, but if it's one step up from a giant scorpion, I suppose he can probably handle it. Also, we fight as a team normally, so it's hard to say.
He's pretty strong. Could I
He
have a
is.
turkey leg, please?
If anyone can handle themselves, it's Pebbles.
Thank you.
I just don't want. I honestly agree. I just don't want to leave it up to chance. And well, I find, honestly, if I had the choice between saving Petra or doing what we came here for, I would just save him. But I know that's not the responsible option. Enjoying that?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool. So I guess let's watch our friend get his ass beat. And hopefully not die.
I'll go
All
find
right.
seats. Come on, let's go.
So the lot of you head up the stairs and you make your way up into the stands, and you find an interesting arena.
My body is ready. And so is my belly. No
well,
way!
I'll be damned.
You see a massive battle arena that is split into various types of terrain. The crowds are filled to the brim, like every seat is filled, and people are watching and cheering, even though the fight hasn't even started yet.
Oh, this place seems oddly familiar.
Right?
Okay, so
I
for the
feel like
audience, when we have off weeks sometimes, whoever's remains will usually do like a battle royale with our characters in this fucking map. So that's why we're all freaking out, just so y'all know. Just so
I
y'all
once
know.
killed
You know-
every other party member in this map.
Yeah, you guys were already have fought in this place many times.
I
Little
know.
did you
A
know that it
distant
was,
memory.
in
Walk
fact,
in.
this was the blood grounds of the Eternal City.
Jesus Christ.
Well
Yeah.
played, Beardy.
So,
Damn.
sitting in the stands, you notice some interesting things about this place, and that is, even though this is very far away from you, like the actual fighting field is really ridiculously far from where you're sitting, because you're in decent seats, but not good seats by any stretch. You notice that wherever you look on this battlefield, it's almost as if you're seated way closer to it than you think. Like, you look at a place, and it's almost like you're zooming in on it as you look at it. You feel like somehow this whole area is under some sort of divination enchantment to allow you to see any part of the battlefield as if you were right there.
That's fucking rad. I love magic. It's the best.
So the announcer's voice will kick up and announce that tonight's battle that you've all been waiting for is happening again tonight. Will the new up-and-coming arena fighter continue their string of victories? Or will tonight be the night they finally die and fulfill their sentence to entertain the peoples of the city?
Vera, did you end up betting against them?
Oh
Why
yeah,
would I
speaking
do
of,
that?
did anyone place any bets?
No.
No.
I actually,
No? Okay.
I want to bet for him.
You're betting for him? Aw.
Yeah, I'm gonna just bet 20 gold on him so that
Okay.
I got-
If you
make
win,
one
you'll get
back.
21 gold.
Wow.
Okay.
I just the minimum amount to make a profit margin.
Yeah. So you throw down 20 gold to a bookie, and you get like a little slip of paper in exchange.
Good luck, miss.
Are there like printed programs anywhere? Because I kind of want to get one to have him sign later.
There are not printed programs for this fight.
I figured.
There would be printed programs for like special events, for
Right,
sure.
but paper
But
is
this-
expensive.
Yeah, this is like the 11th night of this guy's fighting
Man, part of me wants to just bet it all because I'm like, the the meta consequence of a player character dying feels too harsh for me to
Mhm.
lose on this.
Right, and you also know that like there's no way I'm killing Petravian while he's not here.
Yeah, that'd
Right.
be like
So,
the
like, from
meanest thing possible.
So like from a meta standpoint, you know I'm not going to kill him, so like it's a
But
safe
also-
bet, but that's also totally meta knowledge.
Right, and also, like the thing about betting more is I'm like, I could bet 200 gold and make 10 back, or lose
Yeah.
200 gold. So now
Yeah,
I'll just do
exactly.
the minimum
If-
margin.
If I decide to like pull a fast one on you guys.
I'm gonna give him the vote of confidence. That's what he's got here.
So they call out Pebble to the arena, and one of the gates opens up, and you see an Oread warrior step out onto the field, clinging a large piece of wood with a big rock stuck to the end of it.
Oh.
A big crude hammer. He's not really wearing any armor, not much at least. He's got like essentially a loincloth on, and tucked into the waistband of the loincloth is that cursed doll.
No girdle?
No, the girdle's gone.
Okay, they probably forced him off because it gave him too much bonus. Let's be honest, that's probably why they
I
took
think they
it out
just
of
forced it off so that he would tell the truth, because the whole thing they were imprisoning him for was lying. So when he was magically lying by existing, they probably didn't like it.
Well, is it recognizably Petravian? That's the question.
Yes, it's recognizably. It is
Okay.
recognizably Petravian.
I'd know those pebbles anywhere.
Yeah, so he walks out onto the field, and people are chanting, "Pebble, pebble, pebble," as he comes out onto the field.
Oh.
And on the other side of the field, the door opens, and this large draconic figure is going to like leap out like ferociously onto the field, looking around this way and that. Its wings like flare up, and it lifts its tail up that ends in this wicked scorpion's like stinger. And you notice it doesn't have like the forelegs of a dragon. It actually has wings in its place that have these little tiny claws on the ends.
Ugh.
It's a creature that you may or may not recognize as a wyvern.
Okay.
And it's like sniffing at the air and looking around in the various obstacles inside the Colosseum floor there. And Petravian is also dipping and dodging through these various obstacles and barricades and doors and gates as he flips through and moves his way through various areas that he seems to be well familiar with at this point. And the crowd is going crazy because these two combatants are getting closer and closer to each other. And finally, rounding the curve, they come face to face with one another, and this wyvern is going to leap through the air at Petravian, and he's going to raise his hammer up to strike it. And that is where we're going to fade to black.
Really? Oh man!
Fucking do it.
Outstanding.
Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to William Succi and Andreas Pichler for the intro and outro themes, and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode soundtrack. Interested in following us on social media? Follow us on Twitter at CheckPleaseDND. Or want to support the podcast and be part of the Czech Republic? Go to our Patreon under the Czech Republic. Until next time.